Okay, here we go. Holy cow. Oh, okay. Wow. Uh Crazy. SF, you are actually first. I can't imagine how long you've been waiting to like just watch me go on live stream. But here we are. Oh my god. This is kind of crazy. It's kind of surreal. We as we know have hit 365 days of streaming, which is insane. I've been hyped since like 6. No way. That's fucking insane. Yeah, it is insane. Even for me, I had school all day long. I have been at school since I'm trying to even think now. It's been probably since 7 or 8 a.m. I've been at school. I literally got home at 7, had some dinner, and then I was like, hey, let's do a little quick stream. So, this isn't going to be a crazy stream. I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat. No. It's just going to be kind of a chill stream. Just going to talk. It is crazy. It's really, really crazy. A year ago to this day, I started streaming just on this whim that, hey, maybe if I do this, I'll get maybe a little bit more enjoyment out of playing video games again. Because there was kind of at that point in my time where I liked video games, but I just felt like, man, what? I feel like I just wasn't doing enough like anything productive with video games. And it was something always on my mind. I always thought, you know what, maybe I want to get into streaming. And at that point in my life, which was January 24th, apparently 2023 or someday around there, because, you know, odd day, like odd months. Some months have 30 days, some have 31, you know, vice versa, whatever. I should probably have kept a little journal of when I actually started. But regardless, around this time of 2023, I started streaming. And it was a pretty insane kind of experience, if I'm going to be honest. Um, I enjoy. I've enjoyed my time, I guess is the best thing I can absolutely say. I think it's been a challenge, probably like how a lot of people know. Um, I don't know. It's just crazy. It still is like a weird thing I'm trying to wrap my head around that I started this with the whim of playing more games, enjoying games, building a little community. That's honestly, I think, at the end of it all was me just trying to build a small community. And I will say this: I think I succeeded in some ways. I don't think it's perfect. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, you did not need to cheer me that much. Holy jeez. SF, I appreciate that. Holy shit, buddy, I appreciate you. Don't need to do that. That's crazy. Um, so I guess it's gonna be earned a new K-Bit badge. You're welcome, user. Aw, you really don't need to do that, but I really, really do appreciate it. Holy cow. Wow. You earned a new badge. Congratulations. Holy cow. Wonder if there's a way. Yeah, okay. It says you're already a 1 month subscriber. Darn. I was gonna try and give you a subscription. But yeah, the stream's gonna be just kind of reminiscing on some of the past, some of the hardships that I kind of had going through this whole journey, along with what do I kind of see myself in the future, short term, long term. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of chat about that, and we're just gonna have casual chats just in general about just whatever else. But yeah, I guess like I said, we'll start from beginning. When I first started streaming, I was in a completely different setup. It was not like this whatsoever. The setup was, I shit you not, it was on my dresser. And it was on my dresser up until about September. And by dresser, I mean like my actual dresser that would have all my clothes in it. And it was a pain in the butt. It was not an easy setup because if I wanted to set up my camera, if I wanted to set up my mic, I would have to move a lot of stuff out of the way. And then I'd have to move it when I was done with it because, of course, I would need to get my clothes for the next day. And it just became a huge hassle. Regardless, that is where my start happened from. It was on my dresser about 2-3 feet away from me. And it started with the thought of, hey, you know what? Let's just try doing a stream of me just chatting. Wow, look at this. A year later, and that's my first stream again. It's just a chatting stream. And that was a stream that was practically me struggling to learn how to use OBS. Uh, I had just chatting going, but at that time too, I was also trying to experiment with having my stream open while I was watching like YouTube videos or like streaming the internet. And I was trying to figure hotkeys and I was trying to figure out just interesting things. Because I had like one or two viewers that actually came in and they were trying to explain stuff. They wanted to ask me certain questions, and I tried to use the internet, and it was a struggle. Let me just tell you, it was an absolute struggle. My biggest thing I remember was how nervous I was doing that first stream. I don't know. I feel like probably a lot of people know how this feels the first time when you turn that screen, you turn on the OBS or Streamlabs, whichever program you use to kind of connect to Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, wherever, all the good places, right? And you just kind of have to look at the camera and you just have to start having a conversation, and it felt extremely awkward. If I remember correctly, the stream was only about an hour, 2 hours long at max. And I was trying to be quiet because, I have a pretty loud voice. At that time, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell the people I was living with that I was doing it. So I was trying to keep it down low. And I remember just struggling with trying to just have a fluent conversation with myself. It just felt so uncomfortable. And I think it's something that probably a lot of people can relate to nowadays, because it is very, very true. Like, I've become accustomed to just chatting to a camera, it's a lot more natural to me. Yeah, I still have my hiccups and stuff, for sure. But like, at the end of the day, it was tough. That 2 hours felt like a longer time. And it was also the time where I wasn't very happy. I was kind of bring this up a little bit. I wasn't very happy with where I was job-wise. Not even job-wise, just kind of like where my life was kind of at that moment. And I think what was weird was like, I had this idea in brooming in the back of my head for like maybe 3 or 4 days before that. I'd say maybe a week, maybe. But I actually started to use like OBS, start to get things kind of like set up, managed, all that, before I did my live stream for about 3 days beforehand. And it was pretty much me trying to get my webcam working correctly, all this and that, trying to get a mic. I was using at the time a Snowball, and a Snowball mic, if you don't know, is not the best mic for doing anything. It's lower, like it only cost me like $40, right? But you definitely pay for what you get. And it was very much that thing. Small Snowball mics suck. Oh yes, you learn that very, very quickly. That yes, they are not very good mics. That was my first one. Yes, so I had a small Snowball mic. And I remember just setting up all these cords, trying to figure it out. I had to grab like a USB adapter that could hold up to like 4 USBs as well. It was just like a process, but it felt interesting in the sense of like, okay, I'm doing all this and I'm also going to work and I'm trying to be cool and collective there, but I was nervous. There was like those 3 days where I was just like, oh my God, like what happens if I always had the worst case scenario playing in my head, which wasn't even really a worst case scenario. But like, I'm gonna go stream. What if like, this for some reason goes viral, even though I know it's not gonna go viral? Or what if like the one person that is watching me is like somebody in my real life, and then it's gonna blow up and everyone's gonna be like, oh my God, look at this person just like fumbling. It was such a weird thing in my head of like just trying to wrap my head around that. It's like, hey, if I enjoy what I'm doing, shouldn't really care what others think. But in that moment, this is like my first day of ever doing this. It just felt nerve-wracking because it's like, oh my goodness, who's gonna come and watch? Do I know these people in real life? Is it gonna be a fun stream? Am I gonna enjoy it? There were just so many questions going into my head because it was like, I streamed I think once before, and it was on my once or twice, probably on my PlayStation, and I think once using just my camera and like OBS, but it didn't have like anything else set up. It looked really rough. So yeah, like I said, my very first stream, I don't even think I had like a starting screen. I don't even feel like I had like an ending stream. I didn't have anything really going. Like You know how you have like your little emotes for like when a new follower happens or when a raid happens or anything like that. I had nothing. And it was that feeling as well. None of my other friends were in the streaming space. None of them. My one friend, he is a YouTuber, but it's very different. You know, you have cuts. You can just kind of end if you feel like you're stumbling or if you're not having a good day. I was like, nah, this is live. You just got to keep going with the punches. And it was just a challenging first few times coming on stream. It felt awkward. It felt uncomfortable at times. But at the same time, I don't know if you guys know how I feel about it. Like if you guys feel the same way. It was such a weird thing of like, man, this feels awkward. I don't love what is happening at the moment, but I do want to improve. Like there was a feeling in my bones that I was like, I don't think I'm going to become the next big super streamer. I don't think that's the case. But what I do feel like is that my personality will bring some people around. And I think it definitely has helped because even in those first few streams, some people like out of the blue found me. This is, like I said, this is like day one. And they got like one or two random people that came in and they're like, hey, we just kind of found your stream and we just wanted to chat. And I was kind of worried that maybe when people were going to come in the first few streams, I was going to get some trolls because you know me, I'm unexperienced in that kind of field. So it's like, what if these people are just going to act friendly and they're going to fuck me over? And that did not happen. That didn't happen at all. Oh yeah, SF, the stand breaks so quickly, always falling and making everything else fall. Yeah, oh my god. The little screw top, man. I hated the screw top at all. Oh, it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. Oh, let me do one thing first. One sec. I got one thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna type to my one friend. There we go. Perfect. Yes. And I remember you found me your Spider-Man, which was really awesome. Getting back to my point as well. I think it was such a weird feeling of like, yes, it didn't click, it didn't gel with me at first, but I knew I wanted to keep on going. And I don't know, it's just I felt like everybody says this. Everybody says about it when you start something brand new, it's not going to work well. It's not. It's really rough. It's not a fun time. But then like the more you do it, the more you kind of consistent, which I feel like me doing this 365-day challenge definitely helped me. I had really shitty days. I had good days, but the 365-day challenge was great. It really did help me out quite a bit. So, you know, the first few days when people would come in and they would start chatting to me and I was brand new and it was kind of like nice that majority of them were pleasant human beings. I've heard the horror stories. I've heard so many times where people are just kind of dicks to you and, you know, they're just trying to like figure out ways to kind of scam you. But genuinely, I had like 3 or 4 people in that first week that I met that really did seem genuine, or they are really genuine, and they helped me out a lot. There was a man, oh man, I can't remember his name. I think he's on my Discord still. He hasn't popped in my stream recently because I think he's actually on tour right now and for war, or he does something in the military. But he came in on my first or second day of my stream and he started telling me like, hey, your chat needs a lot of work. And by that I mean like having like the different commands. So he actually like helped me for like 2 hours or so getting my command set up, like telling me a little bit. Also kind of explaining just some of the basics that like I feel like as a brand new streamer that just threw himself into the fire and not even really look up many YouTube videos helped. And it was kind of insightful too. And he came by for a few weeks and would just help me pop by. Same thing. I had people that like would help me. Hey, I'm using like the intranet, like the what do you call it? The Windows app. And they're like, hey, you should really cover up this section because like you don't want your information to go out. Hey, you should do this, you should do that. And it's really helpful things. And I feel like this is such a cheesy thing, but it is very true. You learn so much more as you go on. You know, you could watch all these videos, that really do demonstrate, okay, this is how you make the perfect stream. And at the end of the day, you don't know if you're going to make it or break it big. But what you can do if you really, really want to is make it so that you feel like a more consistent kind of streamer, right? Like where I was at the beginning to where I am now is very, very different. Like my setup is vastly different. The way I even talk and how I'm able to kind of keep a conversation going is way different than when I started. But it was all thanks to a lot of the people coming in, giving me advice, helping me with just like figuring out just even the basics. And it's just a insane feeling that like I actually committed to this. You know, I struggled and I still do, and I will admit this. I have a YouTube channel. I struggle with making content for that. 100%. I can agree with that. Rubber Ducky Night. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome. Thank you for spending my 365-day challenge with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm super duper happy to have you all here. We're just having like a stream. We're going to literally be chatting about my history, where I'm going. Wait, you struggle, but you're so professional. I appreciate that. At the beginning, not so much. When I first started streaming, no siree. That was definitely not the case. But I feel like the best advice, I always say it, and I brought it up even a little bit, videos can not prepare you. Jumping in, trying Twitch, or any type of streaming is the way to go. And you're not going to succeed at the beginning, and that is A-okay. 100% A-okay. And I think the other great thing as well is I think what will definitely make it or break it for you is if you can endure like that hardship. For me, before you came in, I was going to talk about how I created that 365-day challenge for myself. I struggled, and I still do, with my YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. I don't really do a lot of work. I was hoping that 2024, maybe I would. I find out school, work, and also having just a social life is very hard on top of just doing Twitch. I love Twitch. I cannot deny that. I love doing Twitch and all the good stuff around here. So I realized that YouTube going to be definitely more of a back burner, probably until I'm done school, because of the fact that, yeah, school is insane. And plenty of duck butts help with streaming. Absolutely. You're 100% true. And I think what was the biggest thing was I realized, probably like my YouTube, if I want to commit to Twitch, or even try and like see, hey, what can I do in this, in this this environment, I guess you could say. I need to actually like really have a goal. And usually a lot of people say like, hey, maybe like the little goal would be like, stream for like a week, see how I do it. And I realized I don't like that goal because it's too short. The commitment is too short. I could stream for a week, and if I don't like it, or if I would have felt uncomfortable, because it took me a while until I felt more comfortable being able to talk on the camera. 365-day challenge. While there was a lot of hardships, which I will talk about further along the line, I think it was probably one of the best things I did for just being able to stream. It taught you a lot. You had your good days, you had your bad days, but at the end of the day, it's kind of got me to where I am now, which is with like a lot of lovely people. And it's also made me a lot easier when it comes to like just, I don't know, talking, even in my own personal life, I find. So, I made this challenge probably about a few days into me. Duxie's goal, average 10 viewers and collab once per month. That's a pretty good goal. I think that's going to be a goal I would love to get to eventually. 10 viewers is really tough for me. I feel like some games I get that, boom, I get a lot of people that pop in, hang out. But there's other games, like I'm a variety streamer through and through, that I will not attract as many people, and that is A-okay. But you got this. I believe in you, Rubber Ducky. Yeah, I've only had 10 viewers a couple of times. Yeah, my highest I think was like 40 people, and that was because I did like a field trip. So I did like, in one of my Discords, they had like a little party, you could say, on a Saturday, where it's like you spend an hour with a certain viewer or with like Twitch person, then you kind of grow and grow and grow. I think I would grow more if I did YouTube or TikTok, but I don't want to learn how to edit. LOL. I feel that. I get that. I 100% understand that. So I think when the streaming idea came into my head, I started doing all the collaboration. Like I started to do all the like collaborating, getting the ideas together, thinking about, okay, what do I want to do? How do I do it? It was very fuzzy. It was very, very fuzzy. I was like, let's do some talking streams. And I was just like, maybe I'll play some video games. But it was always kind of daunting because like I realized at that time in my life, I didn't have all the proper equipment. I talked about a little bit earlier today in the stream about how I just had a snowball mic, not a great mic. My camera was a Logitech web camera. I'm still using a Logitech webcam, but I'm using a 4K. And but this one was the 920, so it's only 1080p. And I didn't have a proper lighting. I didn't have a lot of proper stuff. And the biggest thing that absolutely sucked that I didn't have at this time that I realized that eventually down the line I needed to get was a capture card. My PC, my laptop, you could say, I realized that I was struggling with the feeling of, okay, I can't play really heavy duty games because my PC needs to be my OBS system. And it also needs to be able to run the game at the same time without having issues. It was a big struggle. I ain't gonna lie. It was not a fun time. So, it was just like, I kind of realized I wanted to stream, but I was like, what do I play? How do I play? This was all kind of things that I think I didn't really think about at the beginning. I was just like, oh, let's just try streaming, see how it goes. And for the first few days, I'd say for the first week or so, it was just a lot of just chatting, trying to get anything going. Once again, a lot of times where it was just me, myself, and I just kind of like on the screen watching videos. Sometimes people will pop in. I'll try to have conversations, but didn't come super naturally at that time. So, the 365D challenge was something that I think I started looming around the next two days before. I think 2 days or so before I actually started streaming. And I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to commit to it. So I had this goal. I didn't really have this idea of like where I wanted to take my streams. I just knew, hey, let's try the streaming. And I was like, oh, I'll figure it out as I go. And as stressful as it was, because this would be my days, I would do my work at the time, come home, have dinner. I would then be probably doing just like some running around. If I have errands, if I got anything I got to complete, because at that time I was kind of starting to get things ready for when I go back to school. So I was trying to like figure out which courses, how to pay for it, all that great jazz, how to apply. So time was kind of like a big blur. And a lot of my streams were later. And I would say usually around the 8 o'clock range. And sometimes they were longer. Like I think the longest I probably did at that time was maybe like 2 hours, 3 hours at max. And there was definitely some times where I was pushing it. Like I would say the first month, there was times where I would be, hanging out with the girlfriend, and then she would leave. And then by like 10 o'clock or so, I would be streaming till like 12 o'clock at night. And then I'd be up again around 7 a.m. So there was days where I was completely exhausted and just tired. But I was never like, oh, this is a chore. Like I never felt like, oh man, like I don't want to stream today. It was more or less like I'm like, oh, I want to stream. It's just I have to get through the day. And when I was on stream, even though it was hard for me, I enjoyed it. It was kind of like a nice challenge because I felt like that was probably my biggest issue with my job at the time was like I just felt like I wasn't being like challenged enough, or I just didn't feel like fulfilled. So I was like, this is my new goal. This is the new thing I want to do. And I don't know. It kind of was like tired at work, energized by the time I get home, if that makes sense. Honestly, I've been thinking about doing that for platinum runs. Yes, you should totally do it. Yeah. Nightmare, I totally get lazy and dump a raw video on YouTube. I need to do that too. I just need to dump that onto YouTube and then be done with it. You gave your PC the option to do one of those. I tell AC will do everything, and I like it. I like that. See, my issue though, Rubber Ducky, is if I do that, I find my what do you call it? When my game will either perform really bad or my OBS. So I have to be very careful about what games I play, because if I don't, I sometimes look at my streams and I'm like, oh yeah, it's chugging, it's struggling, it doesn't know what to do. So yeah, so it's a struggle. It's a struggle at times. I'm not gonna lie, but you figure it out as you go. You done great, bro. The only regret I have is not finding your stream earlier and not coming. It's all good. Like I said, even after today, I'm still gonna do majority of days I'll be streaming. It's just there's gonna be like a few days where I realize, fuck, I am busy or I am so goddamn exhausted. I am not gonna do it. It's just simple as that. I think that's what I realized. Like there's gonna be like a few days here and there where I'm like, yeah, this is just a me day, and I am a-okay with that. I am 100% a-okay with that. So take it down to at least 5 days, man. I'll probably do something like that. I think it's gonna be 5 to 6, depending on the days. Tuesday is for sure a day where I will not be streaming. I can tell you that straight up, unless something happens with my work where they're like, hey, we need to reschedule. Tuesdays is just too packed for me. Tuesday's insane. You're a fun streamer to pop by and listen to. I appreciate that too. Thank you, Rubber Ducky. Thank you, SF. I appreciate. I try and make things like pretty engaging, especially like when I'm doing just the just chatting section, because I feel like people, they come in, they want to listen. I will say though, I will miss popping in each day. It sounds like it's a goodbye. It's not going to be a goodbye, honestly. Like I said, it's going to be 5 to 6 days. You'll see me like pretty much every day. And even, hey, maybe you'll get to the point where I'm like, oh God, I got the addiction. I got the crave. I need to just keep streaming still. If you need an easy stream, why not toss words on streamer marbles? Easy games. You do nothing really. Foreign chat basically runs it. Yes. So that's something I would like to do. So this is something I have kind of expressed that I want to get eventually. Right now I'm broke as shit. I can admit this. The idea is eventually I have this goal for I want to try and get a new PC eventually. Because, as I was saying, I can't really play heavy duty games. And by heavy duty, I mean like web browser games typically run okay. But if I want to play like games on Steam, this PC just cannot handle OBS and also streaming at the exact same time. So that's why I'm kind of working. That's why I have a goal for a new PC. So I'm able to stream and, I don't have to worry about, oh, fuck, this thing is not going to run as smoothly. Both games are free. I have bought a Rubber Ducky Stream Racer. That's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. That's eventually what I want to do down the line. Yeah. Hey, Jay Tizzle, happy 1 year. Look at this. Hey, appreciate your processor looks fine. I think it's mainly the graphics card that needs to be updated. Yeah, I'll shoot for a 430 so you don't have to upgrade it. Yeah, once again, that'd be lovely. I just don't have that in my budget right now. My budget is pretty much I have a little bit of money, and it's usually for like, hey, I'm gonna buy a coffee at my school. That's pretty much it. Or like, hey, I'm gonna grab lunch. That's like the $10 meal. But yeah, 460s, they're a little bit out of my price range. So continuing on, yeah, I get it, man. I've been there. It's tough. I feel like once I probably get a job, hopefully in the next year or so, things will be better. I mean, I'm still renting. I'm in a 10. Oh, okay. Maybe I can try and figure and squeeze some way of like being able to play the game and also the dinosaur equipment. Hey, honestly, if you're able to make it work, that's great. But yeah, continuing on with kind of like the history, I guess you could say, the whole nonchalant of how this has come to be. So that first week, as I kind of stated earlier, equipment was rough. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. People were coming in, they were helping me. And I think it was probably within about 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, I found a very, very fun game. All the crap, I mean, amazing equipment is still DDR3. Yeah, you compiled it together and it's still working. That's what's needed. If you're able to play your games and you're able to like stream at the same time, it's a win-win. So, as I was kind of stating, essentially what eventually happened was I stumbled upon a game called Scribble. I don't know if you guys have heard of Scribble. I mean, like if you have watched my streams, you definitely have probably seen it now. Scribble is a drawing game. It is pretty much guess the sketch. And I don't even know how I found this game. I played it. It was a web browser game. I was still struggling with having shortcuts and shortcuts to being able to do, me just chatting right now to like web browsing. And luckily I started playing that game and I found a really nice little community. There was a person named Palm. I don't know if Palm will pop in today. He's probably been like the longest person that's watched me. And me and him were starting playing games, and eventually that led to me meeting like a bunch of people in the Scribble community, and that game blew up for me for a while. Um, like when I first started playing Scribble, I think maybe because like I had that consistent schedule of like I was on at 8 p.m. I would be averaging probably around 10 to 15, 20 people. There was times where it was like jam packed. There was times also too where I got a bunch of trolls. Like I had some people that came in. Same thing. It was like I had like 10 people, and all of a sudden it blew up to like 30, and I was like, what is going on? And I got this huge hate rate or like hate raid for some reason. And people started spamming stuff on my Discord that was pretty fucked up and all that. We got it all sorted out, but that was a lovely time. And that happened a few times actually when I was like in that heyday of Scribble. Apparently I was like the Scribble person. A lot of people knew no games tonight. I'm not sure, dude. I'm just kind of chatting. I'm kind of reminiscing on kind of like the past year or so and then what to expect short term and the future, honestly. But yeah, if you want to chat, if you do, I'm gonna be here, Jatizzle, aka Jacob. um and then pretty much I want to hate raid, then I want to be alone on doing that. Aw. Aw. Yeah, and it was just like one of those crazy things that like I was like, wow, I've gotten so big to that point where I've gotten a hate raid. It was kind of this weird feeling of like, fuck yeah, I made it. Like, you know, if you get like haters for the first time, you're like, okay, that's not bad actually. I'm like, okay, I can handle that. I can handle that. Um, one sec. There we go. There we go. And then eventually, so I started doing that, and I got a bunch of people, and they started to come and watch me quite frequently. It was really, really nice. Some people I still keep in contact really frequently. Ness is one that comes in pretty often. I'd say like probably like once a week. We always just have good chats. We play games together. Hates usually end up in the basement of my strawberry jelly supply. Somehow refills. Interesting. Okay. I like the thought. I like how you stated that. And then essentially we were pretty good with that, where like I was playing that pretty frequently. It was like pretty much like a nightly thing. So I had the regular amount of people coming in. I got to make sure I'm coming in more. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And I started getting in. This sounds weird. Scribble's a very small game. It's a very niche game. I cannot keep stating this. I somehow got in with that clique real well, to the point that like people that like were creating themes, creating like things for the games, you could almost see like developers were like chatting with me, and I was like, whoa. I was like, this is kind of cool. Like I'm kind of getting the inside peeps. And all these people were really good drawers. They had like professional notepads that they were using to play these game, like to play the game and everything. And then there's me with my laptop. I didn't have a mouse and keyboard, like a dedicated mouse and keyboard. I was essentially just using my little trackpad, like the little trackpad that's on a laptop, to draw my pictures. So there's people that are drawing these crazy pictures with their iPads, their dedicated iPads and stuff. Then there's me with my mouse pad that's like making stick figures, and I'm like, how am I playing with these people? It was wild. It was actually just wild. Beautiful pictures, then there's mine. And it's like, I never was really at the top of the games when I was playing with those people, but it was always a lot of fun. And I did that for probably a good like 2 months or so. I'm not like, it was pretty much like I did just chatting, and then I got into Scribble, and I got into that community quite a bit. I can't even draw a stick figure. Oh, trust me, I was rough when I started. And then I somehow mastered that trackpad where I could make almost straight like stick figures. They were a little bit weird, but like a lot better than they were before. It was like almost like all lumpy and everything. So that was kind of my game for like 2 months. There was a period of time where it was like, oh man, I know what I'm doing tonight. But then it got to a point, I'd say probably about a month and a half in of me playing it every single day, where I kind of got a little tired. I think what I realized was, and it was nice that I kind of learned this very early on, was as much as I really liked playing that game, I started to feel like, oh man, I do not want this to be just my thing. Like, I didn't want to be the guy that just plays just Scribble. No, I don't want to be that. I want to be the person that's able to play whatever the fuck I want to play, and hopefully people will come in and show up. So what did this lead to? I know what I'm doing right now. War crimes. Yes. This is the most random conversation you're having here, Rubber Ducky, but I do like it. I do like it. So what did this lead to? One, it led me to making a Discord. I made a Discord probably around the time of the 1 month, 1.5 months of me being super big into Scribble, because I had people asking me quite a bit about it. They were like, hey, like, we like you as a person. Why not like extend, you know, bridge it so then you can have like your own little community? It's like, sure, let's make a Discord. And that took me like a 2 day process of like trying to figure out how to make that Discord. It's not a very active Discord, but I am very proud of it. I cannot deny. I feel like I did a lot to like make that thing, that bad boy, all like juiced up. It's got so many different like areas and places you can talk and all that great jazz. Anyways, I digress. So I knew what I wanted to do was to eventually diverge into playing variety games. Variety games is definitely more up my jam. It's just because, like, as much as I loved playing Scribble, I knew eventually there was going to be a time where I'm like, there's going to be some big hot game and I really, really want to play it. You know, in my mind, I knew, I think it was like, this was fucking March or April. And I'm like, oh my God, Star Wars Jedi Survivor comes out. I really want to play this and I would love to play it on stream. So my mind was turning, the cogs were turning, and I was like, what do I do? I'm like, I realized I needed to do something, and it's going to cost me a bit of money, but I think in the long run, it's going to make me happier, and it might also bring in a brand new audience. And that was buying a capture card. I realized that, yes, my PC was not going to be able to handle, playing a game and doing OBS just because of the playing it at decent quality, I guess you could say. And I was like, I have a brand new PS5 over here. I got an Xbox Series X. I got a Switch. I got all these consoles. And I'm not taking them like completely. I'm not utilizing them as I should. Because there was times where I would be able to stream like my PlayStation onto my through the PlayStation itself onto Twitch. And I would do that when I had really shitty nights where I was feeling sick or I was just so exhausted that I could not do like a physical commentary or like do just a just chatting kind of stream. I was like, I just need downtime. And it worked. That worked for like those nights. Did I get a lot of viewerships? Fuck no. God no. But I knew I wanted to get a capture card. And I eventually went with the Elgato. And I really like the Elgato. I cannot deny it. It's pricey and it has had a few hiccups of like learning curves and all that. But I was super happy with it. So same thing. As I stated at the beginning, this was before I had the setup I had now. So let me tell you, setting up my stream every fucking day when I started streaming on my capture card was a pain in the butt. It was Elgato is the best equipment. I can agree with that. It was the biggest pain in the ass of my life. Pretty much what was happening was this. I had my dresser. I had my laptop. I had my camera. I had my mic. I had this cord that connected to my capture card, which the capture card is a square thing that is then connected to my television. And then I also had to connect my PlayStation to I'd have all my like other stuff, my HDMI connected to the capture card, all this stuff. It looked like a fucking war zone some days in my area. It was just like cords everywhere. I'm like standing there and I'm like, when I first started it, I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm watching these YouTube videos and they're like, it's so simple. You just connect it in here and it's supposed to work and all that great jazz. And I was like, why is this not working? And then I realized sound wasn't coming out. Why can I not chat? Why can I not hear the voice chat? Blah, 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 blah. There was just so many hiccups when I first got the capture card. It was a fucking struggle. It made me very frustrated, but it was a challenge that I wanted to defeat. Like, it was so much work for me. You're explaining how my desk currently looks. Hey, let me just tell you, that's how my desk looks down below. But hey, at least I don't have to keep juggling where everything was. Like, it was really bad. It was horrible back then. So, continuing on with that, I eventually started to do that. Like, I was able to eventually figure out how to like get my capture card to like look decent on my laptop, how to get the sound, which then I had to go into like the setting on my like this Elgato application, where pretty much what happened is you need to make sure it's connected through the HDMI and it's getting the sound through the HDMI. But hey, if you use headphones, you have to do another setting and then you have to get you have to get this other device. I don't even want to remember. It was just so much work. There was so much work trying to figure that out. Probably, hey, if I watch more videos and like, hey, maybe if I would have like did this or that. No. Nothing prepares you until you go full force into streaming. How much of a pain in the ass it is at times. I can tell you that right off the bat. I loved it, but it was also a big pain in the ass. So, let's continue. So, eventually what happened afterwards is, as much as I loved streaming on my console, I started to realize my viewership went down the fucking drain. It really did. It was not great. Pretty much what was happening was a lot of the people that I was playing Scribble realized I wasn't playing Scribble, and they just kind of moved on. And it was a big struggle for me for a long time. That was probably one of the hardest times, honestly, when it came to streaming. It was like, I was so excited once I finally got everything set up with my capture card and being able to do it. And I was like, okay, I'm happy. I'm excited to show like people my new setup. I feel that, man. Sometimes my capture card won't start up on Twitch Studios. I have to restart. Like, exactly. Once that audio, I think I need to get an alternate card. It's the only 60 to 80 pounds is the moment. Oh, God, that sounds bad, man. That sounds bad. I ain't not going to lie. So, eventually, I got really sad. I'd say for about, like, there was, like, a 2-3 week period where I was pretty much down on the dumps because, like, I felt like I finally had a setup that I was pretty happy with. I was starting to, starting to use, like, different transitions. I was starting to use different templates. I was really starting to kind of get into the groove, I felt like, but I felt like it didn't really reflect my viewership. You know, here I am. I finally utilized my webcam to the way it should have in the first place, because I realized that I wasn't using, like, I was using the custom settings, or not the custom settings, the automatic settings, and if I did custom, it would actually make my picture quality look 10 times better. I finally got I finally was able to get a Yeti mic, which was really good at the time. Eventually I upgraded because I realized it still had limitations. It wasn't really hitting with what I wanted. But at the time, it was an upgrade. I was very happy about it. I was finally getting some type of lighting as well. I was starting to implement certain things, such as like I said, just like elements that were kind of making, I felt like was making my streams look a little bit more unique. And yeah, I was so happy to have the capture card, and things were running fairly smoothly. But my viewership, man, it just dropped. It tanked. It really fucking tanked. Like, I was averaging like 10 people, 10 to 11 people. And then going down to, like, once I started playing like Jedi Survivor, which was a brand new game at that time, I was hoping, like, okay, maybe I'm going to get, like, actually a few more people, or maybe I'll say maybe, like, 7 or 8. I was always in this ballpark of, like, okay, I'm going to still retain some viewers, and if I lose some, that's okay. I was even in my mindset of, like, hey, if I average, like, 5 to 6 people, hey, that's okay, because I know I'm not playing the game I'm typically playing, but I should still be able to retain some of the people that I feel like just enjoy me for who I am as a person, right? And no, I was, like, averaging, like, 1 to 2 people. And that really fucked my, like, morale, because I was like, man, it wasn't even the fact that I was hoping to just keep growing bigger and bigger. It was just, I really thought at that point, which was like 2 months of me streaming Scribble, that I was really building this good relationship with, like, a lot of the people, to the point that, like, hey, if I can jump to a variety of games, they would follow suit, or, like, they would at least come and maybe watch for, like, a little bit. That didn't happen. And that was hard. It was kind of hard. Yeah, it was not a fun time. So eventually what happened was I realized, hey, what I gotta do, maybe it wasn't the best thing at the time. I realized that I had to go to Scribble a little bit, because I wanted to try and get affiliated. Affiliation is really fucking hard if you don't have, like, a group that kind of helps you, like, figure that whole stuff situation out. You know, trying to get affiliated all by yourself in this grand scheme of Twitch is not an easy task whatsoever. It's not an easy thing whatsoever. So eventually, I don't even know how this happened. A person came on. I still need to find my main focus. I feel so lost at that. Honestly, it's okay. I feel like as time goes on, you kind of just, I don't know, it'll come to you. I feel like you don't need to like push it so much. It's just, it has to come naturally, if that makes sense. But pretty much what happened is I went back to Scribble and I realized, okay, fuck, like I need to retain some type of viewership. Hopefully be able to get me to that point of like, I think you need like 4 average viewers to eventually get affiliated, right? So this is where I met somebody. I can't remember the name of the person. They came in the stream and said, "Hey, I really like your content." And it sucks that like, yeah, he like actually went on to my other videos and said, "I noticed like your Scribble videos do really, really well, but I'm noticing like your other videos are not doing so well. Have you ever thought about joining like a group?" And in my mind, I was like, "Oh, okay, that's kind of interesting." Like, I never really thought about joining like other additional groups in on Discord. And he's like, "Yeah, like he gave me the list. He gave me like the Discord, and I was like, "Hey, join this. Like, tell them that I like sent you, and like things should be good." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I did that, and that changed a lot of things for me. So I joined this in Discord, and I started to kind of just be like friendly. I started to get friends with a bunch of people, and I would say after about being in that Discord for about a month or so, I got affiliated. I wish I had somebody like that when I ask for input. People say I'll look in and forget, or tells me I'm helpless. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Fuck. I think that's the thing. Sometimes it's just like the gems. Like I have been grateful that at certain times people have come in and helped me. Like when I was at the beginning of the stream, like streaming, and kind of at that low point, somebody kind of came in and helped me and like was like, "Hey, use this. This might be a good like tool." And pretty much once that happened, I got really close with a bunch of the people, and I'm still really close with them. Um, and it was such a fulfilling, like, good feeling where like I was starting to average like decent amount of numbers, and I think it was because like a lot of the people there were really nice and trying to help me get affiliated. So like some of my streams were averaging like 20, 30 people, which was awesome and amazing, and I loved it. And then I got affiliated, and everyone was like kind of congratulating me. They were like, there was like a good amount of people that were still watching me after I got affiliated. But then what I noticed afterwards, and I love them, like I love this group of people. What I noticed was I feel like once I was kind of like the hot commodity was done, of like I was affiliated, it kind of came to that whole thing of like I had a few of those viewers that I met that would come in, watch my streams, and I wasn't at like 1 or 2 like before, but it was like kind of a shell shock, I would say. Yeah, it's hard to get without a webcam. 100%. Being a YouTuber and stuff, I can't think we'll ever go. Yeah, it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing at all. But pretty much, eventually, what happened is this. I I noticed like I was averaging like sometimes like 10, 20, 30 people, and then going down to like 5 people was kind of like a hard thing. It was like, oh my God, like I'm so happy and grateful that all you people came out and helped me to get affiliated. But like a lot of them you could tell were just there to kind of like help each other and then kind of like move on. So that was kind of hard. But I also kind of understood and like respected, okay, you know what? Like they are all there just to kind of like help each other get to that stage, and then it's you to kind of like get further along. But I will say this: there was a few people that I met during that time that I'm still very good friends with, and I always say like I wouldn't be. I feel like I wouldn't be as happy streaming without the certain people in my life. Like there's a person, his name's Runner. I don't know if he'll pop into the stream at all at any point. I'll probably like I'll probably like tell him like, hey, like I did a little stream, I talked about you and all this and that. He is probably one of the nicest guys um that I have met on Twitch. Like he is just a great person. He helped me out with a lot of things. He was just super like supportive. There's just like a bunch of people that I feel like in this past year that have really just been there for me, and I can't appreciate it enough. It's kind of like USF, and it's also like you, Ducky, where it's like, you know, maybe for example, like Ducky, you don't come in every day, but like I do appreciate that like whenever you do come in, we always have good conversations. I think that's like the difference between some of the people I've like had in the past where it's like they're there and it's not like much of like a relationship where we're like going back and forth, but there is still a good amount of people that come in. And yeah, like if I see who they are, it's like I immediately know. I try. I'm just at work and some days are hard. Yeah, you don't ever have to be you don't ever have to be sorry, dude. I appreciate you just being like here at the time. And I just can't believe it. And I really 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 am happy that I found a good bunch of people. Like it's not an easy thing for me to always say, but I am super appreciative of anybody that's come in and helped me grow in any capacity. Um, yeah, continuing on, we eventually got past that. I got affiliated, I think back in July or August, one of those two. And ever since then, I feel like once I got affiliated, it became the whole thing of okay, now the door is kind of more open. I started making emotes. I started to do different little things here and there for my streams. And I would say I was in a very happy place. I was playing games on my Xbox that I never played before, like Gears of War. I played a bunch of other Xbox series games, Halo series. It was just a blast. And then I think it was September. It was the time when I went back to school. So my schedule was kind of thrown off. And I know it's a little bit of a dip again, but I still had like a pretty consistent amount of people because like there was several days that I had a schedule. Really nice. But it became harder. I think that's kind of like when I started to realize that like I don't know if I'll be able to do this again for like another 365 days because like school was getting tough. Like there was some days where same thing. Like I would be at school at 8 a.m. I would not get home until 5 p.m. or so, have dinner, do my stuff, hang out. I wouldn't like there was times I know we talked about this I think last stream where there was at least 4 or 5 occasions where I remember I was getting close to like not streaming for that day and it would drive me nuts. Like I'm saying like the one day was like 11:45 and I was like, "Well, I got to stream in the next 15 minutes or my like streak is that done." And I had so many people that were like, "Hey, it's cool if you don't make the stream date, like nobody's going to punish you." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I know nobody's going to punish me, but I just have that expectation on myself of like being able to do what I promised." So yeah, there was a lot of tough times, especially with this semester. I feel like same thing. It's like one of my classes from like 9 to 7, like I think it's like 9 a.m. I'm at school at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then I'm at work. By the time I get home, I got to do all my stuff. It was just a challenge. It was a struggle. I wasn't very happy with that kind of stuff, but I still wanted to do it and make that commitment. So here we are. I think it's around October, November is when I started to realize, okay. I'm looking at my setup and I'm getting really fed up. Maybe it's because like I'm back in school. I'm in the grind. I have so much shit on my plate. And the setup I have is just interfering with the flow. Like, I'm not kidding you. This is what it would be. I realized, fuck, I would have to set up all my stuff and then I would have to deassemble it. Then I would have to do schoolwork, repeat the process over and over and over again every day. And it's not just like a little setup. Like I'd have to like move shit around. I would have to like, once I'm done with something, put it away, grab it out again. It was just continuously getting annoying and it was just not feasible. Plus the location of where I was doing my streams, I felt like wasn't the most appealing. So then I realized I was like, okay, I need to change. So once again, I I mean, like I always say, streaming is not cheap. Streaming is not a cheap thing, but you need to find things when they're on sale. So I bought some purchases, made it so that I could have like a decent setup, and here we are. Long and behold, this probably took me about a good half a day to kind of get everything like reassembled over in this area, but it makes my life 10 times easier. Now, all I have to do, I don't have to move my monitor. I don't need to move my webcam. I don't need to move my lights. I don't need to move my any of my other stuff. I only have to plug in my laptop to where I gotta go, and we are all set. It is the nicest setup. It probably takes me 5-10 minutes to set up before it's averaging probably 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes 25, depending on all the chords, getting it mixed up, getting them confused. My setup is so nice and easy now, and I don't regret like the purchases. Like I got a new monitor because I was like the one like I was having a 4K television and then I was seeing a 1080p screen. And I was like, oh. So I finally got a 4K monitor. I love it. I got a different light so it didn't burn my eyes as I'm doing this. And I got a little cord for when I use my headset. So you can now hear the audio that is happening in chat as well. There was a lot that I had to do, but I'm very happy. That was a crazy, crazy little month. Okay, I don't know why the extension hub happened there. So yes, it was a crazy, crazy thing. I loved getting it all kind of set up and done. And same thing, it was kind of the trial and error, trying to figure out where to put my camera, how to like set up the mic and everything. It was just like a struggle because they don't really tell you that like, hey, my laptop that's right beside me makes a little bit of noise, and it was picking up that noise every time I was streaming. And then eventually I found out there was settings I could do, and it made 10 times easier. Oh my god, there was just so many hiccups. I keep saying it. It's not a smooth process. Anybody that does streaming will tell you this. It is not an easy process. It has its challenges. It has its ups and its downs. But holy cow, once you kind of get things, the ball rolling, once you get things kind of flowing, it's really nice. Then I would say December was definitely like, okay, I'm going to start working more on different emotes, try and get things more set up, starting to get goals, starting to think about what do I want to do? What do I want to do down the line? I really started to think about it. I'm like, I'm getting like closer and closer to being done this year adventure. What is next for me? And I realized that I'm like, I want to keep streaming as much as I possibly can, but I realized that I also need to just take breaks. 2 years. Oh my god, 2 years. Oh god. Yeah. There will be a second year, but it won't be consecutive. Let me just tell you. It's not going to be 365 days. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. So, I started to think, I was like, okay, I just need to think about what do I need? I need at least probably 1 or 2 days off. The other days, I feel like I can probably manage no problemo. Like Mondays, I will 100% be streaming. Mondays is a for sure thing. What else? Tuesdays is a no-go. Wednesdays, maybe. Thursdays will absolutely be a streaming day. Friday, probably as well. Saturday and Sunday, yes. So realistically, it's probably going to be the Tuesday and maybe the Wednesday. That is going to be the days where I'm not going to be streaming. But we'll see what happens. Definitely the Tuesday. The Tuesday is not going to be a go. But maybe the Wednesdays. I'm not sure. All I can tell you, that's probably what it's going to happen for the short period of time. Anyways, continuing on. I thought, okay, what do I want to do? So I made these bunch of emotes all by myself. I think they're decent. I don't think like they're super professional or anything, but I think for what they are for me, I'm very happy with. And, I had all this list of things I wanted to do. You have your 2024 resolutions, right? You have it where it's like, fuck, you have all these ideas and these grand schemes and all that jazz and blah, 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 blah. And, my grand schemes at that time, aka like I would say middle of December, was let's get my YouTube going. I want to get my YouTube going. I want to get that bad boy flying. And I wanted to make a TikTok and I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that. And then what happened was as it was getting closer and closer to the day that I was going to be starting school, the first week of January, I was like, oh yeah, I was able to like make a few little videos here. They're nothing super like high production. I think it's literally me talking about my favorite movies. But I think it was by the second week of January, I got my schedule for school and I look at my schedule and I'm like, oh my God, this schedule is absolutely horrible. It's all over the place. I get these weird ass breaks. Some are long, some are extremely short. It's not good. I do not like this break. I do not like what I am seeing whatsoever. It was really, really shitty. And I realized in that moment, I was like, I don't fucking know if I'm going to be able to get through what I was hoping for, which was, doing all my YouTube and my TikToks. I was like, school's priority one, girlfriend's number two, streaming is third, and all the other jazz and all that. I guess work would be whatever. Work would be in there somewhere. Work will be there somewhere. Anyways, so I realized that yes, I don't think I'll be able to do the 365-day challenge this upcoming year. However, what this also means is what I'm hoping for is maybe I can bring it up. How does your girlfriend feel about you streaming? Oh, that is a great question. She's super supportive. She likes the idea. She's popped in my stream actually like a few times. I don't know if you were there. I did a Halo 3 like legendary co-op run. I would say maybe 10 maybe a month ago. Less than a month ago. Anyways, she was watching with a bunch of like my friends. This was also something that was like kind of hard for me. It wasn't really hard. Like I told her probably like a week or two of me streaming. I was like, hey, I'm just doing this for fun. Like I was kind of embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie. The first little bit, I was super duper embarrassed. But yeah. One sec. Mm, yeah. Mm. Just yeah. There we go. Perfect. I'll continue. It was actually her. She was just asking like how my day was and stuff, and I was just talking about you right now on my stream. She's gonna be like, what? What are you saying? But yeah. So essentially, what happened was this. The first week, I felt kind of embarrassed. I was like, that's awesome, man. I don't know what it was. I don't know. Like I know everybody starts off at some place, right? Like you're never gonna start off at the top unless you're already kind of big for something, right? But I just felt kind of like embarrassed because I'm like, oh god, I don't know what it was. It was like I like the idea of streaming. I've seen so many people do streaming, but maybe it was just the fact that I felt like, oh, I'm 27 and I'm just getting into streaming now. I'm like, okay, or 26 at the time, and I don't know what my girlfriend's gonna think about it. I'm like, is she gonna think I'm like weird for doing this? Like, does she think like I'm not like I don't know. I guess in my mind it was just kind of like wrapping my head around like, what is her initial reaction gonna be to that? It was just kind of a nerve-wracking thing, and I eventually told her, and it was the most anticlimactic conversation ever. She was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, she's like, "Oh, well, like, what are you thinking of streaming and all that and that?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm not really sure yet. I'm still kind of figuring out." She's like, "Oh, that's cool." And as time went on, she pretty much was like super supportive of me, like, "Oh, like, what's are you doing anything different with your streams? Like, what kind of things are you like? What kind of games do you want to play?" Once I got the capture card and stuff. Like she knew some of the purchases I bought, and she's like, hey, like, she was super supportive in the way of like, she's like, hey, you could be doing a lot worse things with your money than this. She was like supportive in that way. And then she was also saying too, of like, if it makes you happy, just do it. Like she knew I wasn't very happy for the first half of like 2023. I was not in a very happy place. I was in a really good place. But streaming was kind of that happy spot. Frustratingly happy, if that makes sense. I started off to top of the poopy pile. Aw. Yeah, I felt that too. I felt that I was like, oh god, I'm trying to figure out who I am on the Twitch streams, in the universe and stuff. Anyways, so for me, it was such a difficult thing of trying to like, I don't know, just trying to open up with her and be like, hey, this is why I'm doing it. I really want to do it. And she was super understanding and super supportive of it. And yeah, I think it was like tough for her because she's like, when I was spending time with her, it was the happiest time. I always say that, like, spending time with my girlfriend makes me the happiest. But then I think second was probably streaming. And then she's like, hey, like, so the days where we weren't able to hang out, she was super like advocating, like, hey, like, just make sure you get into your streaming because like she kind of knew how much it made me happy. And it got to the point, so I can actually tell this funny story now. I have this very, very funny story. So if you have me on Discord, I think you guys do have me on Discord. It eventually pops up like what I am playing, and I guess it also might tell you like streaming, right? So, um, I guess it was showing that I was streaming Overwatch. So my one friend was so like my friend from her friend group. So, they're my friends now too. But he was watching my Twitch stream. I didn't really tell anybody at this time besides like my closest two friends that I was streaming besides her and my mom. My mom knows I stream. So it's my girlfriend, my mom, and my two friends. That's the only people in my life that know that I was doing it at the time. And eventually I actually went to a bachelor party. This bachelor party, the guy pulled me aside and said like, "Oh, like I was watching something earlier this morning." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm like, "What were you watching?" He's like, "I was watching Overwatch." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And in my mind, I was playing Overwatch. I played Overwatch that morning. And I was like, "Okay, that's cool." He's like, "Yeah, it was this guy playing like Mora." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Yeah, and this person, they were they were talking about how they had to go to like a bachelor party and all this and that." And it was like clicking in my head in that moment that I was like, this guy was watching me playing Overwatch. And I was like, oh. And I got so red and I got kind of embarrassed because I was like, oh God, you were busted. I was so busted. And it was this heartbreaking moment. And like in my mind, it was like, oh God, what do I say? How does he know? All these things are kind of racing through my head. And right when I'm about to like talk to him about it, because it was his bachelor party, he kind of got swooped away. And for the rest of the day, I didn't really have like a chance to like just have a one-to-one conversation with him about this. And it was just driving me insane. I was like, how did he find me? Like, I did not tell anybody. Like, and then I was like thinking maybe my girlfriend told him. Maybe she just like kind of slipped it. She's like, no, I didn't tell him. I was like, what the fuck? And then eventually, a few weeks later, I asked him, I was like, how the hell did you know? And he was just like, oh, when you're on Discord, it showed you were streaming, and then it connected it to me. I was like, that makes sense. And then what happened was my friend there told every other person in that friend group about it, so they all knew that I streamed. So sometimes they have like a bunch of my friends coming in and streaming, watching me stream, and it's pretty awesome, honestly. It's pretty awesome. Uh, yeah. So that was such a crazy moment. I was so embarrassed. I am not gonna lie. Uh, just because like I am a very social person. I don't know if you guys can tell at all. I really like to chat. But I don't know what it is about Twitch and all that. I don't really like a lot of people in my real life to know about it. I think it is still just that fear of, what are they gonna think? And I really shouldn't care. I couldn't tell. Yeah, you couldn't tell that I was a social kind of guy. Um, but I feel like after that, it became a little easier. So, what, you social? Nah, exactly. Me being social, what is that? Please. Social and me? Nah. So, pretty much after that, it kind of was like it happened so randomly. And it was like I didn't have to. It kind of, like I said, it was natural. It wasn't like, oh man, I have to go and tell all these people that, hey, I stream on Twitch. It just kind of like came out by itself. And as embarrassed as I was in that moment, it was kind of the best way I feel like it could have happened. And like now, they're sometimes they come in and they watch. When I did my Halo 3 Legendary run, a bunch of them were watching me play it, and I felt pretty at ease with it. I was like, this is great. Having my friends just kind of like accepting that I do this, it was kind of a nice feeling. And still not as many people know about it in my real life, but like it's slowly growing, and I'm getting more comfortable with the idea of like, hey, people don't like that I do this, or people think it's weird that I'm doing this. Like, I shouldn't let it affect my like well-being of it. And my girlfriend was very, very big on that. My girlfriend was super duper big on telling me that, like, hey, just do it for you. If you have fun, who cares what other people think? And it's very true. It's a good mentality to live by. He said, oh my God. He said comfortable. Oh God. Comfortable. That's my issue. Sometimes I talk and my pronunciation is not great. Gonna happen. Gonna happen. So yeah, I always say it, like my number one person that's been super supportive of me is my girlfriend. My girlfriend from day one has been super supportive of this. And yeah, honestly, I felt like it sounds cheesy and it sounds like crazy, but I feel like if my girlfriend wasn't like supportive of it, I don't know if I'd have continued with it. It sounds bleak, but I'm like, she's like the one person that I really, really like their opinion and the fact that they were so like open about like, hey, you do this, like that's cool. And it got to the point definitely towards the end of this 365-day challenge where sometimes she would come over, I'd be like a later night, and she's like, oh, it's getting close to that time, like, you know, it's getting close to 12 a.m. and she's like, don't you got to stream? I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, you're here, I'm not gonna do it. And she'll just kind of look at me and be like, you sure you don't want to stream because like you don't want to miss your day? And I'm like, it's fine. And same thing, there'll be times where it's like she'll leave and then it's like immediately look at the clock and I'm like, oh my god, it's over 11 p.m. Like I gotta go rush and stream. But I think that was something that I really, really, really do want to emphasize a lot, I guess, in the like our relationship is like I want our time to be like our time and not to be like, which I know is, you know, in a real life scenario and real life situation, like once we kind of like move in, live together, all that jazz, right? Like those things kind of blur, but since like we don't live together, it's like, oh, like I see you a few times a week. I want that to be like special where it's just us. And not so much like, hey, I'm gonna be playing video games while you're just chilling. Nah, I feel like that's for like once we move in. It sounds bad, but I feel like that's kind of like how I think of it. That's when you grab your girlfriend and stream with her. I'm trying to bring my wife into it. See, that's something I think I want to try and do maybe this upcoming year. It's a goal. I haven't really talked to her about it, honestly, so I don't really know what her reaction will be. But I have thought about like just having her on a stream and seeing like what the general reaction. I don't know I don't know how it's gonna be, but that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, yeah. She's super big into Genshin, so one of my goals I was actually thinking about was like, you know, what if we do like a Genshin stream or something together? I think she would honestly love that. I think she would love that, honestly. Yeah. 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 So I think that's probably like the one thing I have thought about was like, okay, maybe having her on the stream, but then also just like playing games that I know she's gonna like or that things that aren't gonna be too complex. I definitely don't think I don't know if you guys know this the channel like girlfriend reviews where the guy got her like really into like playing a bunch of hardcore games. That is not going to be my girlfriend. I love her to pieces, but I think she would struggle with some of the games I play. Like I don't think I'm going to throw her into playing like Demon Souls or Bloodborne or anything like that, but like more casual games I think would be a lot of fun to actually do like a bridge stream. Play Mario Kart and out of the relationship. Exactly. That's exactly what I think too. I think that would be actually a really good thing. Getting games that I feel like would just be a fun time. So I guess this could kind of lead into like my next little section. Wow, we've been talking for an hour and 15 about this. This is wild. I did not expect it to be this long, but I'm having a lot of fun, honestly. So my next little section. So here we are. I realized, hey, my plans of what I was doing before, the 365-day challenge, probably not going to work anymore. I realized that, fuck, it's coming up to a close. I am just tired and exhausted, and I don't think I could do another full year. Also, it could be because I might be going to another country for like a holiday in December with my imaginary money. I am thinking about my money right now and how much money I have in the bank. It's a lot of money. Um, anyways, so it's coming to an end. I'm now starting to think of new goals, and I'm like, okay, let's maintain. Of course, like the one thing I want to do is just maintain the momentum, right? I want to just keep going with the streaming. I want to keep going for as long as I can. I would love to try and get my Discord a little bit more active, but at the same time, I can only do so much, right? I can promote it. I can try and get people to be involved, but if people don't want to be involved, you know, it's like that old saying, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? So I realized that, yes, I want to try and do more collabs. And I think Discord movie nights. I was thinking of that. That would be actually a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. But I do want to do more collabs. So I think I'm gonna try and like reach out with like a few of the people I really like Runner, for example. Runner would be a lot of fun, I think, to like do a Discord, to not do a Discord, do like charity streams or just do like some kind of like different types of streams. I think that's something I would really like to do. And then same thing, like I said, I would love to have my girlfriend on streams playing just games. Like I'm telling you, she came over and she usually plays Genshin Impact on her phone and she's like, "Wow, this is pretty cool." But then she plays it on my PlayStation and it just like blows her mind. She's like, "These graphics are insane. I can't believe how good it looks." So, I think it'd be honestly a pretty cool night of like I don't know, me sitting beside her and being almost like the backseat gamer where she's the one that's like primarily playing the game. I think would be a lot of fun. I would have to try and figure out how to get a bunch of different setups going here because like my little area here is not the biggest. Um, which I guess could be another thing that I want to do is like try and actually get like a new proper desk. I am using like a white table. Yeah, just like a nice little like area. Like I would like to extend this area a little bit, have a little bit more space so then I could have like my girlfriend or a friend over and if we want to play some games we can. Um so that would be a lovely thing. So I want to do some more collabs. Absolutely. I want to try and see if I can get the girlfriend involved in any way possible. I don't know how much she will accept that. That is something I got to talk to her about. I should DM you my desk. I could build you. Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe. I like that. So, yeah. So, like more collabs. Maybe have some type of like thing going with my girlfriend where she can pop into the stream as well. I want to keep the momentum. I got to try and make more goals. I got to try and make a little bit more, yeah, like goals or like different little things for like the peeps, my peep points. So my PPs, I will charge you one. That's such a generous offer. I will offer you, $1. That's what I'll do. So it was just a lot of things that was kind of like going in my mind of short term. Long term, like I said, I would love to extend my area a little bit, get a new desk. I want to try and get a new desktop as well. Like I need to get Yoshi. Exactly. I will probably try and get a few more new ones in there eventually. That's the plan. Um, and then yeah, I want to get a desk and a new computer. I think the new computer is probably the big one that's like the long term goal. Maybe I don't even think I'm gonna be able to get it this year, but maybe like next year I'll be able to, where then I can able to run games, do OBS. I just really want to try and get into like the PC space of playing some of these big games, like Lethal Company. That game looks so much fun. Right now I know the big game is Pal Worlds. I have it on Xbox, but apparently it's not like the best version. The PC one is a lot better. Duh. So there's a lot of things. But things I'm also looking forward to this upcoming year is we got a lot of cool like items that we can expect. Like we have a brand new Nintendo console probably coming out this year. Maybe I'll be able to get it. Maybe I won't. There'll be a PlayStation Pro as well. It's just going to be a very fun time. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know how broke I'm going to be. But like these are things that I'm like foreseeing and be like, okay, it's going to be cool that I'll be able to maybe pop in and play, like be part of a brand new console like a new console generation for Nintendo. Like being on the beginning of that, I think is such an insanely cool thing. The only games I'm really excited for is Suicide Squad and the new South Park game. I want to try the new Suicide Squad game. I really do. Yeah, that is something that I think would be interesting to play and try. I could try and make that as a goal for like, hey, hopefully people want to donate for that. Maybe. I know my one friend, he really wants me to play with them. There's so many good games. Like, same thing. I bring back to my girlfriend. Have you ever thought of going back to platinum grinding? I'll talk about that in a second, actually. So like, there are so many good games. Like, we have Yakuza Infinite Wealth coming out. We have Tekken 8. We have Final Fantasy. We have Suicide Squad. We got a lot of great games coming out around this time. And my poor bank account says I can't buy you all. So That's something that I think would be really cool too, is I always want to try and grow the stream, but I also want to try and make more goals where like, hey, like if we can get this goal, I'll be able to buy this game, or like, hey, tell me which game you want me to buy, because then I'll be able to afford like, Suicide Squad, or I can get Yakuza, or can, maybe kind of gives like everybody like a little bit of a choice and be like, oh, okay, the money I'm buying isn't just going towards a certain game. It can go towards a certain bunch of games, and yeah, all that good jazz. Um, Talking about getting back to grinding. So grinding, I don't know. I don't know. ADX, hey, good day, TL Lucas. Hey, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. You are here for my 365 day. We were just reminiscing for the past hour and a half about my streams and how it's started from the bottom. Now we're here. uh, but yeah, that was something that I thought about too. I saw that. LOL. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, about the whole grinding, I don't know if I'll go back to it fully. I think it really is case by case. If there is a game that I feel like I really want to like grind it out, maybe. Or if it's very easy, maybe. I think the days are gone, or at least I don't see this happening where, for example, I have The Last of Us Part 1 on my console. I think I will grind the platinum, but I don't think I'm going to do it on stream. I feel like there's this weird there. I added all the games I have on my list to platinum. 17 hours, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's insane. Um I thought I would be able to get all those plats by June. I'll be cutting it close. Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's more or less like I will try and go for platinums if there's certain circumstances, right? If the game is fun. If the game is fun, I will absolutely try to. If it's achievable, if it's not too goddamn difficult to the point where it's going to take me hours and hours and hours to grind. Also too, if it's depending on the time period. If there's so many good games coming out around this time and it just means I'm doing some grinding, but I could be playing a brand new game that I'm so excited for, I'm going to pick that other game. But kind of like what I was saying, if it's like a super easy game that I can platinum on stream, maybe. But like games like Last of Us, where it's just a lot of collectibles and stuff, I feel like that's more better off for me just doing it off stream. I'm gonna be honest. Um, I actually like making sure when I play games on my channel, for the most part, it's kind of engaging. Whether or not people will come in and tune in, I just want games I feel like, hey, I'm offering something that is like fun to watch in some degree. That's just kind of my thought. I'll be lucky if I get it done by December 31st. Hey, you got this. You're going to get it right before January 1st comes. I believe in you. So, I don't know what it is in my mind. Because I've done platinum. I was a platinum grinder for a while. But yeah, no, nowadays I feel like my big thing is this. I love playing games. I always, this is kind of going to be the ultimate I don't know. I guess it's like the ultimate recap of my feelings as streaming in 2023 to 2024. When I started streaming on 2020 at the beginning of 2023 January, I was in this place where I thought video games were just kind of bland for me. I was just like, didn't love this. There was some game I felt like 2022 as a year for me was one of the blandest, one of the saddest years for me for video games. I don't think I really enjoyed that many games that came out that year. And I felt like I was just in this miserable state. I don't know, I wasn't getting the same enjoyment, the same amount of fun that I was having when I was playing other games. Or like when I was playing games in the past. So I was like, okay, how do I reinvent? How do I like freshen things up? And I was like, hey, let me try streaming. And my God, did that fix a lot of things. It also helped that we had a lot of good games this year. 2023 as a year for gaming is probably one of my favorite years of gaming in such a long time. It really made me happy to be a gamer again. It sounds like I was gone. I was this miserable crow of a person, but it was kind of the truth. I just felt like there was nothing good, nothing I was enjoying, and all that jazz. Yeah, it was just not a fun time, honestly. And yeah, I was just hoping that streaming would change things, and it really did. Because I think what happened was it didn't just make me appreciate and love these games, but I was having these moments of like, holy shit, this is happening in the game, and I was getting the reaction from like the stream as well, from like people playing the game, and it just made me so happy. Um, and I don't know, it's just like building a small community just really made me happy. I've always said this from day one. I don't expect myself to ever be this big streamer that has thousands of people watching and, people that are coming from all over to like gather and see what I'm doing, right? But just having like a few people even like being like, whoa, that's really cool, or like I really like that. That's what matters. Like one of my favorite moments of this year was I was streaming Final Fantasy 16, and I was in this epic boss fight, and I had a bunch of people. I had like 7 or 8 people watching my stream, and it was an amazing time. It was so much fun. I loved it. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I got raided right in this section where it was like this huge epic battle. And I just had so many people reacting to me like, whoa, this is really cool. This is Final Fantasy. It was just this wild, wild feeling. And it was just a surreal feeling of like, yeah, this is kind of why I love this, because like I'm getting people that probably never would have like seen this game or watched this game and being kind of like blown away by it. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Uh, 1 sec. Okay, there we go. Anyways, yeah, so like I really did love that. That really did make it a lot better. But I think what also really helped me as well this year to make me love gaming was kind of getting out of my comfort zone. I felt like for the past several years I was very focused on playing through just like first person shooters. I was kind of this like niche box of like, hey, I'm just going to play like more like games that I feel like are good, like that I know are going to be good, but like the third person kind of games, and I really really like that. And I just realized that I was like, okay, let's take this opportunity to try new games. And I had some people suggest different games and be able to do this and that, and I loved it. It was just a surreal feeling that I was actually just expanding like what games can be. And a good example of that is like playing a lot more indie games. Indie games are so much fun. Like I played Planet of Lana. I played Venba yesterday, and all these other games. And some of them are short experiences, some are, can be a little bit longer, but they all are really fascinating games. Like I don't know if I didn't start streaming if I would ever play like Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush came and blew my mind. I think that game is so underrated and it is so damn good. I think even if you're not rhythm based, if you like a good beat 'em up kind of game, that is like the game to play. I love that game. Spider-Man 2 was a great game too, and that was a really fun game to have people come in and watch as well. I don't know what it was. I think it's just the social interaction that really made me appreciate and love games more. Um, and I'm so grateful that I took that chance of being like, hey, I'm gonna start streaming. And like I said, there was bumps and hurdles and shit that didn't go well. But like from where I was before, where I didn't really have a good time gaming, to like now where I feel like, holy shit, there is so many good damn games out. And it just gets me so much more excited to play them. And also just like experience it with like everybody that pops into the stream. Like I said, sometimes the stream is not hopping. Like sometimes like I have people watching, but it ain't really like being vocal. That's okay. I'm just like, hey, people are coming in, they're watching the stream. I'm like, that's pretty sick. Dude, same. I was so boring games last year. I was doing much playing UFC and Madden. Platinum Trenting really helped for the love of games again. Yeah, see, exactly. I've liked all the game indie titles. Time to show people what they're made of. Not this year specifically, but the last few years. I played the first 3 hours of Hi-Fi Rush without streaming. Yeah, exactly. See, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Hi-Fi Rush is like, it's a triple A, you could say double A game, but it is so good. But yes, it definitely shows that like sometimes, maybe this is just how I become now. I become so much of a custom of sometimes gameplay can take a bit of a backseat if it means the story kind of is really good. And that's a good thing about like with indie games. Sometimes the gameplay is very simple, or sometimes the game is just there. Like it's there and it's serviceable, but it's just there to drive the story, and sometimes that's okay. Um yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's just like going into 2024, I think once I'm done my schooling and I am able to kind of be like settle back and be like, okay, I actually have a job. I can like not have to worry about like saving pennies and stuff. I can't imagine like what it's gonna be like for me for streaming. Like I feel like I'm gonna be able to play the games like brand new releases. I'll be able to upgrade my setup a bit even more because at the end of the day, you never stop learning. When you're doing this, you will realize that it's always a learning opportunity. There's always stuff that you can do, stuff that is going to improve. Like I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but apparently Twitch is upgrading to apparently 4K eventually. That'll be amazing. Holy cow, you get even higher quality. It's just there's going to be a lot of good things coming. And I always say this is just year 1. We're going into year 2 of me streaming. I don't know where I'm going to be in year 2 in a year's time from now, but I am optimistic that like all we're going to keep doing is growing and growing and growing. And yeah, I'm just very, very excited for that. And I'm always gonna say this, I'm super grateful that you guys are all here to like experience it with me. Because yeah, it's just it's wild. It's actually wild to me to think about like it's actually just wild to me, in my opinion, how much we have grown from year 1 to like where we are now. Like I wish I had a video. I wish I had a video of like what it was like when I was streaming before. Because it was not pretty. At least I feel like I'd cringe now. You guys are probably like, oh, like, you know, that's just a year ago. Oh, like it's learning. But like for me, it's like, oh man, like I feel like I'm way more comfortable on the camera now. And it's just craziness. It's actually craziness. Yeah, I can't believe that. I really, really, really can't believe it. That yeah. Yeah, it's a surreal feeling, but yeah. Ah, what about you guys? Do you guys have any memories or anything that you guys really liked in the past year or so that like kind of stuck out for you with the streams? Cause yeah, I can't believe this. I have talked for over an hour and a half about where I started from to where I am now. It is crazy. I did not expect that in the slightest. Hmm. Yeah, there's been a lot of great things, I feel like, with just how everything's turned out. Perfect. Reaching. Okay, reaching affiliate of the hardest challenge completion. Yeah, that was freaking sick. Yeah, yeah, that was tough. I'm not gonna lie. There were certain sections of that I felt like okay, I was able to achieve like fairly quickly. Like hitting the 50 subscribers, I think was one. One was like averaging how many hours a week, averaging how many days you did in a week as well. There were certain things I was like, oh yeah, like I'm hitting this no problemo. But it was averaging how many certain people in a stream every single day. That was the hardest part for me. Oh my goodness. That coffee is needed. Average is always the hardest. It really, really is. It's not the easiest, let me just tell you. It's really not. Averaging is really hard. I am not gonna lie. But we managed. We made it happen, actually. We did. We did. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. Okay, let's see. All I've got to say to you is thank you, man. I'm glad I've been coming into your streams more and getting to know you better. You're a great guy and you deserve so much more viewers. I can't wait to see how much you grow this year on streaming and you better. And thank you. I appreciate that. I think what I'm also going to do as well, average is always the hardest. Yes. Reaching, yeah, it's not easy. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot, actually. Let me do something for you. Let me see if I can do it for you. There's a way. There's probably a way. No, that's not what I want. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Oh, there you go. Cool. There you go. Because you have been here for a while, I have decided you are now officially a mod. Yeah, it is just an insane thing. I cannot believe that this is a year. We're on to year one. Haven't been around long, but I like the relaxed atmosphere. I try and make it pretty chill, honestly. I think that's like my big thing. That's my go-to thing. I can't believe first year, like my 1 year anniversary of being around Twitch. Can't believe it's completed. Yeah. On to the next year. I just wonder what it's gonna be like, honestly. Like I think how much I've grown in that 1 year. What could the second year honestly be like is the craziest thing. I don't know. I don't know what it could be. But I am excited to see. I am excited. I can't deny that. I can't deny that. Got there one step at a time. Exactly. Yeah, you just have to kind of take it one day at a time and see where it leads us, right? Hello, ads. LOL. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good time. It's a good time. Okay. Let me see. Okay. And we got the ads kicking in, apparently. People are getting the ads, which is a lovely thing, right? Sadly, sadly, sadly. Hmm. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do now, for maybe like an hour or so, because why not? We'll do our usual thing. Do our usual thing. We're gonna start. We're gonna go to where we usually go. We're back. We're gonna play some Scribble because that's one of my OG games. I know I played it a few days ago, but like I felt like this is probably like one of the perfect times to actually get back in and just play a little bit of it because why not? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play the game. Um, Let me get things set up a little bit, and yeah, then we'll play. Yeah. And then if you want to join, by all means, you can absolutely join. That's the plan. That's the plan. I would love for anybody to come and join and hang out. But yeah. Perfect. There we go. Okay, we're going to just jump in. Like I said. Back to the game that started it pretty much all not too long ago. Hairdryer. There we go. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, exactly. What I'll do is link. Absolutely. I know exactly what you wanted. There we go. Boom. There we go. We're good. We're good. Okay, we got the hairdryer. Lion does not know the word, but that's okay. Back to the game that started all this pretty much. Almost a year ago playing this. Oh. Yeah. Book. Read. No, it's not read. Page. Yes. Yeah, it is crazy. I always say this. It is crazy. It also looks like my girlfriend might be watching. I don't know if she's watching at the moment. I can't tell. She doesn't have a Twitch account, so I can't tell if she is watching, but she said that she saw the comment about me growing. So clearly she was in here at some point. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Look at his girlfriend. Hey, thank you. You're a true king among us. I appreciate it. Thank you, dude. um, you kind of missed it, dude. For about an hour and a half, we were kind of talking about the ups and the downs that I've been through with streaming. Pretty much from like where I started to where I am now and how my setup is very different. Uh, it is a crazy, crazy feeling. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if you remember it at all, like when you first came into the stream a long time ago and how that setup was to how it is now. It's pretty crazy. Um, yeah, different background, different fonts, having emotes, being affiliated. I'm trying to think what else. Getting a capture card, getting an actual like good official, like a good professional microphone. It is just a crazy. You're a professional now. Honestly, I'm starting to get there. I keep talking about it. My next big things that I want to do is try and get a brand new computer because the computer I have right now, um, yeah, because right now I'm still using my laptop. I would eventually like to get an actual desktop, just because then at that point I would be able to just I don't know. I wouldn't have to worry about sometimes my computer overloading. So I don't know if you ever had this issue. I don't know if you ever done OBS at all, but because I'm using my OBS and my system's getting a little bit older, it's about 5 or 6 years old. I can't really play like heavy duty games, like even games that are on what do you even call it? Like on my Steam. Sometimes it struggles and like I'll look at the quality or I look back on my oh that was balloon. I'll look back on my stream and realize, oh, it's stuttering or it's lagging and it's not doing good. It's just one of those things that's kind of poopy. So eventually I'll have to try and get like an actual desktop where I won't have that issue. But for the time being, can't really do much. He's blind, blindfold. Boom. Figured that one out. So yeah, we are killing it. We're having a fun time. What has there I am. There's me. Apparently I'm blind. I'm blind as hell. I like your jacket. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is a nice premium luxurious Jack and Jones jacket that I've had for probably over 5 years now. Living on that student life. I'm just trying to keep as much clothes as I can before they all like fall apart and crumble. Wow, friends discount. Yes, back then. Back then when I had it, this was when he was still working there. Not anymore though, not anymore. My God, how do you guys like my leaf? I think it looks beautiful. That's just my 2 cents though. Oh God, I need the black. I need the. There we go. There we go. There we go. Beautiful, isn't it? It's a great picture. Wait. I was gonna write friend. Damn it. Oh, Canada, come on, Lucas. How do you miss this? That was me. I was the one that was drawing that. You can blame everybody else that didn't know it. Shout out to the brigade. Hey, exactly. But I gotta ask, Alt or Uni, what's been new with you? I feel bad. I haven't talked to you in a little bit actually. Um, at work. Boom. Because I ain't gonna lie. I know you just came in. I literally had a whole spiel about like, past and the future. Holy shit, my semester of school has been absolutely fucking insane. Um, yeah, it has been actually messed up, and I do not like it whatsoever. My schedule for some of the days has been I finally got a job, but I hate it. I'm selling my soul, but money is good. Whoa, what? Wait, where's your job? I'm probably just gonna gamble it all. What? Wait, when did you get the new job? Tell me. Fuck, it's been that long? Do you, like, is it easier or is it harder than your last job? Like today? Oh shit, really? Holy shit. Okay, tell me about it. As much as you can. Shit. Same company. Gotcha. Okay. Same company. Okay. I hate it. Okay, in your opinion, are you going to stay or do you think you're gonna like eventually leave again? But I'm running out of money. I get it. That's me right now. I'm struggling. Uh right now I'll leave again. Yeah, I don't blame you. Uh I feel that. For me, what the fuck is this? This isn't a tent. I'm trying to think what this is. Somebody knows what this is. Anyways, continuing on. Your thing is way more important than this game right now. I don't even know what this is. Yeah, I get that. I get that a lot actually. My issue right now is like my account. I work my part-time job whenever I can to just make like a little bit of money. But like that money, it just takes forever to come in, right? So for me, I mean, like it's like every time I make my like I get the money, it's like okay, great, I have it in my account. But then it's like, of course, I got to pay for like my insurance, my car payment, my cell phone bill, and it just like it dwindles. And I'm like, fuck, like the little bit of money is barely staying there. So like right now, like my credit card is taking a bit of a hit right now. I got a little bit of money that I gotta pay off on my credit card. So, uh, like with my schooling, as I was kind of talking about, not a slam dunk. Oh God, I can't remember. Um, Trying to continue on with my thought there. Holy cow. Uh, I don't know who this is. Oh, boom. Figured that one out. Michael Jordan, yeah. So yeah, it was nice to not worry about money for a while. Yeah, yeah, it's a tough thing, honestly. It's really tough. So, continuing on, uh, so right now I'm just in that weird situation where I'm like, fuck, like I just need money, and then schooling is shit because I have to pay the parking pass, which is like $300. Then the new thing that they do with college books, which is really dumb, is they make it so like you have to buy the books, right? They make you buy the books. Hey, I won. Uh, Peter Parker left. So they make you buy the books, right? But you need to buy them. $300 are a scam. Yes. So I found a bunch of these books online. So the courses actually opened up. I think at midnight. So the day of school starts, they open up these courses and they tell you, hey, these are the books you need. The amount of the books I found that were like the older editions, and by older I mean like they're like 1 or 2 years older. I was like, this is great. Okay, I can use those. No, what they do is they like lock assignments behind these textbooks. So there's a program, and to do this assignment that's worth 30% of my grade, you have to buy the textbook, and if you don't, you are like you can't get the instructions and you can't submit it. So like I just think that's so unfair. It's like, oh, if I can find the textbook for cheaper, thank you. If you can find the textbook for cheaper, or if I could buy a used one, that'd be great. But they won't let you do that now. You have to go and spend the like $130 to get this textbook, because really, if you don't, you might fail the course because you need the assignment. It's just dumb. It's really dumb. Um, but that's textbooks for you. They're kind of scams. Yeah, like the textbook comes with a code. Sorta. So now instead of having like a code, you buy the textbook online, and then it brings you to like their website, and their website will have like a database, and it'll have all the assignments there and a place to submit it. So like You don't submit this certain assignment to like Mohawk College. You're submitting it through this program, then that submits it to like the professor. Education in this country is full of scams sometimes. Honestly, yeah. So I always say this. People that don't know uni, I know in real life. I'm not gonna go any further than that. But yes, super good friend of mine. One of my best friends actually, even though like right now has been fucking insane. Like this past Christmas break, I I only had like maybe 2 days off, 2 or 3 days off. The rest of the days I worked just to make money, just to make fucking money. And then I went to school, found out what my schedule was, and holy shit, it is bad. Mondays I am there from Mondays I have the morning, but then I'm there till 7 p.m. at clock at night. Tuesdays I am there at 9 a.m. I'm there till 1 p.m. Then I go to work till 9 p.m. at night. Wednesdays I have school from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thursdays I have class from 10 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then Fridays I have off, and Saturdays and Sundays I have off. But I work the Friday, and the Saturday and Sunday is like me doing schoolwork or trying to have somewhat of a social life. It fucking sucks. It actually sucks. So this is just me saying it as it is. I haven't seen you in a little bit, and it's nothing personal. I hope you don't know it's. I hope you know it's nothing personal. It's just holy shit. I have no time in the world. That's my little rant. Cause yeah, I always say it like I try my hardest to have a nice balance. It is fucking hard trying to have that balance. It's like being an adult sucks sometimes. It really does suck. What? Nail polish. Nail polish? Nope. Manicure or whatever. There we go. Got it. Yeah, it being an adult sucks. But I guess I can talk about it too with you. So far my program, not bad. It's a lot of learning. Holy shit. I am trying to learn self-control as I get older. Yeah. Yeah, I struggle with that too. Um yeah, so it's not bad. I have and discipline. Yeah. It's not easy. It's not easy. For my school, I'm gonna be getting my placements. I actually gotta submit my placements, and then I'll start to have interviews for those placements. Oh, I'll start having those interviews probably in about a week or two, and then from there, the only thing that sucks is like they're not paid for. So I'm hoping that once they're done, my 2 months placements, hopefully I can get a job afterwards. I need money. I need something. What are the placements? Uh, I got some universities I can go to. I can do this like the city that I'm in. Hospitals. There's a few smaller companies, but like a lot of them are more union based, which I'm kind of okay with because that's kind of what I want to do. Um, yeah. So like I'm okay with the options, but like I got a lot of competition. I am not gonna lie. So I'm hoping I will get it. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna give him a nice little hat here too. Uh, I don't know how else to do this, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna write do. What is this person? There we go. I'm sorry, person. I do not know how to fucking draw all these things. I'm not that great of a drawer. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Um, What else do I draw? Fucking snake. Nice little head right there. Nice. That little... Boom. Egg King. There we go. Boom. I think that's a pretty good picture, honestly. What are the companies? So you want to be... Oh, it's safe to get in. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't want to be a doctor. Fuck no. I just want to be HR. Something I have realized, and I know like me and my friend have talked about it. I think this is like something that's like Tulsa? No, store. Store, maybe? Okay. Something I know you and me have talked about that I feel like we probably disagree a little bit on is like I really want a job that is like an 8 to 4. Like I really want that job that's like an 8 to 4 or to a 9 to 5. Just because like that work life balance. It's something I've realized that like as I get older, I don't want to keep working really odd fucking hours of the day. I've been doing it for so long now. Like, granted, I did it when I was with the school, like when I worked for the school board, it was regular hours for sure. But oh, thank you for the bit. Thank you for the cheer. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, look at that. Yeah, it's one of my new things. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Church. Look. Ah. There we go. It's one of the things. Yeah, stability is important. Yes, I think like having that 9 to 5 is something I really do want because of how much I have been dealing with just working odd ass hours or like not really having the time to like spend time with others as much as I want. Thank you. I appreciate that. You did not need to give me the 1 bit. I appreciate it. But yes, it's something I've really, really, really have been like wanting is just that. And also too, just feeling like what I am doing. I don't know. I know we talked about it as well. I feel like I just want a job where I feel like I'm actually applying a little bit more knowledge. I feel like more fulfilled. Because I wasn't feeling that way with my old job. I felt like I got to a point where I was just I'm stagnant. But the cool thing I found with oh god, what is this? Hands? I don't know what this is. Something that I've realized with this field is there is a lot of opportunities to kind of go into a lot of different areas, which I'm very, very excited about. Like we have, let me think right now. I can go into recruitment and selection. I can go into compensation. I can go into health and safety. I can go into like union labor relations, which is something that's kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie. There's just like a lot of different areas, honestly, that you can go into. Strategic planning, if I really wanted to. You can go into like the higher CEOs and all that. You can become an analyst. There's just like a lot that I am very, very kind of interested to see where it takes me. Maybe like right now the stuff is interesting enough, but I am hoping that like maybe I'm just hoping it's gonna be good. I think it's the big thing. I really, really want it to be good. My new job as a specialist. I'm good. Really, you're a specialist. Interesting. Okay. If you don't mind me asking, is it full time or not full time? Is it in person or is it a hybrid model? Because that was something that I was very much looking forward to with this type of field. Is like hybrid. I don't want to be. I think fully remote, but I also don't want to be like fully in person. I feel like having a mix is gonna be good. 3 days in person, 2 days home. Gotcha. A lot of the jobs that I'm seeing for us is usually 3 days online and 2 days in person. Yeah, hybrid is good. I agree. Yeah. I don't really like the whole idea of always being remote because I feel like then I just don't really become connected with people. I feel like 2 days in the office is plenty. I don't like full virtual. Exactly. I get that. I 100% understand that feeling. Yeah, 100%. It's one of those things that I think it was people think it was the best thing ever, and then they realize once they kind of get into it, they're like, oh yeah, I'm not really socializing, and my social skills are kind of dwindling. So I'm super duper happy about it. Like I always keep saying it. I'm gonna bring it back. Where I was at the beginning of 2023 to where I am now, I am in a much happier place. I can't deny it. I am in I feel like a different person from when I was a year ago. A year ago, I was very sad, wasn't very happy, and I feel like streaming has definitely helped me in a lot of ways become more social. Love to hear that. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it is. I think it's just building this little community I have, having people that come in and actually like chat and engage with me. It's really helped me enjoy like play games again. Because I always said it, like I enjoy playing games, but I always felt like, oh man, I could be doing something more productive with my time. But like I feel like this is almost like the best of both worlds, where I come in and I have conversations with the people. People will interact to my content, and I don't know, it's like this fulfilling thing. And of course, like I make a little bit of money off of this. So I mean like that little bit of money definitely does help towards like paying bills and stuff. I might get a PS4 when I get paychecks. Okay, you need to get a PS5 so we can talk about Final Fantasy 7. I am so fucking excited for 7, the next one. I can't tell you enough how much I am very excited for that one. Oh, I played the first part. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I played the first part. Yeah, I guess the new ones are coming on PS5. Yes. The second part. The second part comes out in February, the end of February. You should get it. Yeah. Yeah. I am so excited cuz that was my first time playing the game. That's soon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's very very soon, but I'm very excited. Um yeah, have I seen Palworld? Yes. I played it a little bit on the PC. Or not on the PC, on the Xbox. I want to get it for PC, but once again, I think I need like a better PC to like be able to stream it at the same time. But it is fun. It is fun. I can't deny it. Have you tried it at all, or have you like thought about getting it? What is this? I'm trying to figure out what the heck this could potentially be. Nah. Rock climbing. Oh, it's your favorite thing to do. One of your favorite things. Doubt I could run it on anything. Gotcha. Yeah. I played it on PC or I played on Xbox because it was on Game Pass. Game Pass is a really good deal. I did that thing about a year ago. About it's coming up to about 6 months actually. I should be right. Um, what is this? Blade? No. Yes. So about half a year ago, they had this thing where you could buy Xbox Gold. Xbox Gold, and then you could actually put that towards a katana. So you buy Xbox Gold, and it would convert to Xbox Game Pass for like 1-to-1 equivalent. So like, I spent a very like little bit of money, like maybe like around $200 for 3 years of Game Pass, and that lets me play all the brand new games. It's actually a crazy deal. Eventually, they found out it was too good, and then they like changed the conversion rate. But like, I got it right before the change, so I've been playing through all these great games. I played Star for like the 15 hours 2 days ago, but I was very depressed. I had the PlayStation Game Pass, but it ran out. Gotcha. Yeah, PlayStation Plus. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I never played Stardew Valley. Like I've heard a lot of great things about it. I've never gotten into it and actually like played it. Yeah, it's kind of sad because like I don't know what it is. Like certain game types, just I'm still trying to get. It keeps you busy. Okay. Certain games. Oh god. Certain game types are still ones that I struggle to get into. Like those ones, and when I played Palworld, I'm like, I can understand the appeal. It just doesn't do anything. I think for me, it's like single player games and high pace, like high fast games are really up my jams. Like, I've been playing a lot of indie games. Like, I keep saying this. I will bring this up to the day I die. One of my favorite games I have played this year is Hi-Fi Rush. I'm telling you, if that game comes to PlayStation, you will like it. You will 100% like that game. I want to play Cyberpunk DLC. Oh, if you got a PS5, you'll be able to play it then. It's on there. Hi-Fi Rush, man, is I don't know what to say more about it. I saw you play a little bit. It is so good. I love the music in that game, and I absolutely adore how everything goes to the rhythm. Okay, let's see what this is gonna be. This looks like an udder, but I don't think it is. Yeah. Um, what is this? I thought it was a cow. It's not a bulldog. It's not a black bear. It's not a grizzly bear. It's just a really jacked animal. Yeah. There are so many good games coming out that I want to play. There is, like I said, I'm gonna bring it up again. We have Yakuza 8. Um, not a, not a, it's a, is it? It's not a gorilla. I don't know what this is. Okay, so anyways, Donkey Kong. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I played through the newest Like a Dragon game. It's called Like a Dragon Gaiden. It was a game that was on Game Pass, and it's a set between Yakuza 6 and 7. That game, really bad Donkey Kong. Yes, that actually was not a great one. That game made me tear up at the end. I am not gonna lie. Not many games make me tear up. That game made me fucking almost cry. Um, I don't know what it is. The Yakuza series, it's repetitive. Don't get me wrong, the gameplay is repetitive, and the story is so sappy. But like, see, playing through from 0 to 6, then playing 7, then going back to this and playing the spin-off games and everything. Man, it is like just it's crazy seeing these characters grow. It is fucking a wild experience, and I'm so happy I experienced it all because like the ending for that DLC game was like, oh man, we are tying shit back from like from 3. We are tying things back from like number 2. It is just like crazy things about how these are games that are like set 10 years ago in the past, and like we're getting some type of resolution for it is wild. Thunder, lightning? No, okay, it's not lightning. Weather, hail, tornado. Nope. Yeah, it's wild. Never got into them. Yeah, they're not for everybody. I can tell you that right away. They're not. You're not gonna like it. Like some people I told about, and they like look at it and like, yeah, this is not my type of game. I'm like, totally get it. It is not up the jam for everybody, but it's pretty cool. Also, I don't know if you seen all my new emotes that I made too? I made a lot of emotes. I am going to just plaster them all up here, and you can look at them at your own discretion. Because, yeah, I don't know. There you go. there, we, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There's my drug addicted Mario. There we go. Yeah, that's right. I like it. It's exactly what I like to do. Got the drug addicted Mario. L drawing. What? Great. There we go. But yeah, honestly, it's been a good time. We will probably do the last little bit of this stream of this. We'll go back to just chatting, see if anybody's got any more comments, anything that they want to talk about. And yeah, we'll probably end it there then. Okay. Let's see what this is, ruler. Boom. There we go. Okay. That looks hairy. I ain't gonna lie. Looks like a hairy ruler for some reason. Hey, we did it. GG. Okay. And we're gonna go back to this. We're gonna do that. Boop. And we're gonna do some just chatting again. See if anybody's got anything that they want to share before I end the stream. Tomorrow I will be back for sure. That is a guarantee because I got a period of time where I'm just gonna be kind of chilling. Smart food popcorn is fresco. It might end today. What a deal. That is actually a good deal. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie about that. That's actually a really good deal. I'm eating too much. I shouldn't have bought it. Hey, you know what? That's for you to enjoy. You don't doubt yourself. Honestly, you gotta enjoy what you're gonna eat. Oh man. Oh man, you about to get off? I'm just chatting. Honestly, we can chat as long as we want. I'm kind of cool with chatting. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think today was going to be like a gameplay kind of day where I was going to do heavy gameplay. I just wanted to more chat and just kind of engage with the community because, like, heck yeah, man. Yeah, because honestly, I don't know. I just keep saying it. I'm just 24 hours just chatting. Oh, fuck. That is not happening. Those are your words, not my words. I've realized, I don't know, just kind of in that, like, thankful kind of mood, honestly, of just, I'm appreciative of, like, everybody that's kind of popped by and hung out so far today. Uh, It was actually, I think, a day or two ago. I would say in the past 3 days, I've had a lot of people come in and out of my stream. Lucas, can I get on your mic? Can I get on your mic on your stream? Get on mic? You can if you want. Did you want to do a Discord call for a second? Is that what you want to do, bud? Did you want to see what mic I have? Because this is the mic I got. It is a Shure mic. It is a very nice mic. I love this mic. Yeah, on your stream. Yeah, you can absolutely come on my stream if you want. Yeah. I won't say anything stupid. Absolutely. Do you want me to start up a Discord call? We can do that. Yeah, I honestly don't mind at all. As long as you don't care. I'm kind of cool with it. Yeah, call me. Cool. Okay. Let me find your name again on here, cause yeah, it's been a while. I have a lot of people that fucking try and DM me and call me on here now. What's your name on here again, my dude? Cause like I'm looking. Did you change your name on here recently or nah? I gotta figure it out. P. Franklin. That's what I thought. I'm looking at it. Okay. Scroll all the way down. P. Franklin. P. Franklin. The only one I have is with our old friend. View profile. Accept. Did I not? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're gonna give you a call. How the heck do I give you a call? Because I feel like I'm struggling now. More. Wait, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can. Okay, let me just say hello. Okay. Okay, let's see. Should be a way. There we go. Started voice call. There we go. Should work now. Should work. Okay, let's see.
Hello?
Hey, what up, buddy?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I feel so awkward in front of the
why you
screen.
feeling awkward?
I'm not used to other people listening to my voice.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, honestly, that's how I felt starting off streaming.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on a podcast. And
Yeah. Okay, well, we
can't
could
have-
make this like a podcast. You know, I don't have any issue with that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just fix my quality a bit.
No worries. No worries. Let me just make sure. I'm going to just type. Yeah, okay, good. I was literally going to type. I'm like, I want to make sure like everyone else can hear, but yeah. Looks like SF says lovely podcast.
And like, can people hear? Like, how do you know that people can hear?
Let me double check. Let me ask my friends. Can you hear my friend?
Guys, I'm like Lucas's.
I can hear him. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. There we go. Yep, they can hear you. We're good.
I'm his friend for like a long time.
Sounds like a top G. There you go. See, SF likes you.
Oh, nice. SF Okara, thank you.
Yeah.
How long have you been watching Lucas?
He's been watching me since when did Spider-Man 2 come out? Around October. I think.
Wow.
I think it was like the end of October, beginning of November. Yeah, 6 months actually. Yep, he's right. He just became way more popular and bigger when when Spider-Man 2 came out. He was like popping in my streams more frequently.
Oh, sick.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the new superhero movies coming out? Are they still popular, or do people not care about them?
Okay, so are you talking about like superhero movies? Honestly,
Like Marvel universe, like what's that about?
okay, so we're gonna talk a little bit about. I miss Spider-Man 2. I do too. I do too. SF. I would say the big one that's probably the most exciting is the Deadpool 3 movie that's coming out in May. I think it's May or June. That one is so Hugh Jackman's coming back as Wolverine.
Uh-huh.
And it's connected to the MCU. So like, I don't know, did you watch like Deadpool 1 and 2 at all or no?
I watched 1. I don't think I ever got to 2.
Okay, so at the end of 2, like Deadpool gets a device that like lets him teleport through time. So I think the idea is that like he gets captured because he's meddling with like the time travel and everything. And he goes and he's going to go into like another universe, and it's him trying to like recruit Wolverine to join the MCU.
Is it? I mean, there's a lot of these like multiple universes going on.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere.
Yeah, and truth be told, if I'm gonna be quite frank, I'm not a huge fan of like the MCU like saga that's happening right now. Like the multiverse stuff, I feel like is kind of a dud.
Yeah. Did you watch that Poor Things? I heard that was like a multi-universe kind of movie.
Which one?
Poor Things. It was with Emma Stone. I didn't watch it. I heard it was good.
Oh yeah, Poor Things. It's not bad. I think it's good. I don't think it's as good as maybe like I think as like The Praise, but I did like it. It's just it's a lot. I actually wrote this on my Twitter. It's a lot more nudity than I was expecting.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're not about that.
Yeah, it is like Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein pretty much. But it's like dealing with like different social commentary, you could say. And it's a good movie. It's just, I don't think it like hit the highs that I was maybe expecting from all the praise.
You know what movie I didn't like? Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
I got bored like 40 minutes in.
Okay.
I was watching it.
Yeah. That's the weirdest thing. I didn't really resonate with that movie either. I felt like my issue with everything.
It's supposed to be for me.
Pardon?
It's supposed to be for my people.
Yeah. It's weird because it's like the first like 20 minutes of that movie, I'm like, oh, I really get like this. And then it's like once it starts getting into like the, different dimensions and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is like interesting. But then nobody really dies. It's like everyone just kind of gets reincarnated. And I was like, this is kind of getting repetitive. And by the end of the movie, I just didn't really care. Like I think it's like it had good when it wasn't dealing with all the weird bits of like the multiverse stuff, and it was actually dealing with the relationship between the mom and the daughter. I was like, this kind of hits really hard. I like this. But then it's just like I got to get through all this like weird shit because like at one point they have to like get into the netherworld. They have to stick this like trophy up like a guy's butt, and I was like, this movie is just way too like. I like weird stuff, but like it's just going too far for me to enjoy.
Yeah, it was very like sci-fi, but like in a silly way.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah. I don't know what it is. It's like multiverse stuff always sounds really intriguing to me, but then my issue is that as much as I want to like it, I find it just becomes like overwhelming. It just there isn't. I just feel like anything could go and anything can happen then.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I kind of like it's like too open-ended.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like honestly, I look at last year for like even like Marvel movies, a lot of them were duds. Like I know we were just talking about everything everywhere all at once, but like Ant-Man 3, not great. And now they got that whole issue because they got to recast Kang as like the main villain because of the whole issue with Jonathan Majors.
That's so funny.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of fucked how like he was supposed to be like this big upcoming star, and then it's just like people then realize he's actually just a really shitty human being.
Actually, I'm very I don't know if this is controversial, but I feel like mixed on him. I don't really understand because like um I think like he had like a white girlfriend, and
Yes.
then he was saying stuff that's like he was like, oh, you're supposed to be like my was it Loretta? Basically, like that's the name of the wife of Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be my
wife
that, like,
there was
that.
that came out, and then there was more about how like with the whole situation at Cap, the thing that like started this whole conversation was him like apparently hitting his girlfriend in the car, and then the footage came out that being like, oh, it was actually her that was hitting him, but they saw text messages from like I guess from like a year back or so, and he was pretty much like telling her like she needs to cover up bruises, like like this doesn't like become a thing if you just like do what you're told. So clearly there was like a pattern of like abuse happening there, and she probably just got too fed up and then like took it out on him. So like there was this whole back and forth on whether or not he was going to be charged or not, because in the footage it's clearly him trying to run away from her and she's coming after him, but like we don't really know like if that stemmed from the fact that she was just getting abused like that whole time prior and was just getting like tired of it.
I see.
Yeah.
He also seems like an industry plant.
Yes. Yeah. He just became really cocky, I think. Like I think he just got to this point where he realizes like, oh shit, I'm going to be the new big bad guy in the Marvel universe. He had this new deal that was going to be with Michael B. Jordan. Like he was supposed to start a bunch of movies and like a production company with them. And then that fell through. But I think it was like he had all this like fame coming to him really quickly that I think it kind of got to his head. And he was like, oh, I'm indestructible. I can do whatever the hell I want. And then it's like, just all tumbled over him.
Yeah. But, Hollywood, it's corrupting.
It really is. It's really fucked. Pardon?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's sad, and it's I don't know what it is. It's like now we got the whole situation with AI, which I know that they kind of fought like for at least the next year or two. I think like 2-3 years in their contracts. So like they don't want like AI writing to happen in shows. But it is scary that like once this contract is done, once their 3 years of their agreement comes to an end, like fuck, we're gonna be probably seeing a lot more people being laid off from jobs because like they can just clearly just imitate whatever the fuck they want with AIs and don't have to pay the writers.
Yeah, well, it's pretty well. I don't. So I think what one thing with AI is that I don't think it can create like any. It can't really create. All it does is like regurgitate in like a different format.
Bingo.
Like it can't really make like a new idea.
Nope.
But it can make a lot. It can make like just endless amounts of just like
the same shit. Yeah.
Garbage that like if people. It depends on people. If people are willing just to watch that and don't get bored of it, then that's a problem. Then everyone will just turn to a zombie.
This
It will
is
be
the
screwed up.
yeah, this is the very sad thing. Trying to get original ideas in movies or like television now is fucking hard. Everybody
and,
wants
well, it's
creativity.
I think it's no one wants to take the risk. No
Bingo.
one, and then it's just all reboots. It's all
Yep.
Marvel movies. I think I was reading online that now that Marvel movies aren't doing that well, they're just rehashing video games.
Yep. Yeah,
They're making
it's very
every video
true.
game. They're making a Zelda into a video game, into a movie now.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
just no one can think of a new idea.
No. They always say the cycle kind of repeats itself. Like, even though like certain trends will die, something will kind of take its place. And right now it is very much the video game realm, which is so funny because it seems like we're now getting all these adaptations of like video games that are like, some are good, some are bad, but like they're just boom out there now, where a few years ago you had like video game movies pop up here and there, and they were always critically and for the most part like commercial flops. So like now that we're getting movies that are like big, like Mario, we got The Last of Us, we got Uncharted, we got all these properties coming from from video games that are like doing financially well. Yeah, they're going to be the new big hot thing, and then eventually they're probably going to fall off the market, just like superhero movies at the moment.
Yeah, man, everything's very boring
Yes.
these days.
Yes.
There's no
They're
excitement.
yeah. Like, I don't know if you watched, I did like my top like 10, 15 favorite movies this year.
I think I saw you post that.
Yeah, I posted that. Yeah. Honestly, like, it's kind of sad that like, yeah, a lot of the movies I really enjoyed this year were like more like movies that I just didn't like know too much about or didn't expect to like really enjoy. Like Killers of the Flower Moon, I know you saw it. That was 3.5 hours long. That was a really good movie.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
8 maybe.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, for me, I think it was like my sixth or seventh favorite movie this year, just because like I do kind of agree with you with the middle. I felt like the middle could have been like chopped a little bit to like make the pace a little bit better, but like it was still pretty good.
I like it better than Oppenheimer.
Really? You like it more than Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer was like very stretched out, especially the last third.
Gotcha.
I watched Barbie on the plane.
Yes.
I didn't like it.
See, okay, Barbie's this interesting thing for me where like I think I like a lot of aspects about it. I feel like the story, like the message that they kept trying to like convey, I felt like it became a little too preachy towards the end.
Yeah, it was very like simplified.
Yes.
It was like it just didn't seem like. I mean, I think everyone was talking about the mom's like speech about being a woman.
Bingo.
And I'm not a woman, but like it's just it didn't
resonate.
You know what movie about women that I really liked? Little Women.
Little Woman, yes.
That's directed by Greta Gerwig.
Yeah.
Indirect, but like, oh man, I cried during Little Women. It was like so good.
Yeah, Little Woman is a good movie.
That's based on an IP. That's based on an idea that was made 200 years ago.
Yep. I think it's just sometimes, I don't know. I feel like sometimes movies try and like push a message really quite far, and sometimes it hits for people, and sometimes it doesn't. Like I feel like Barbie, at the end of the day, the message that they tried to convey, I felt like didn't really struck for me. But what really did for that movie was like the visual aspect of it. I think was beautiful, and I think like the supporting cast was really good. Like Ryan Gosling as Ken was probably my favorite thing.
I really like the storyline. It was as good as ever.
And the same with Michael Cera.
Oh, I didn't get his. I thought they would use him more at the end. I was like,
me too. But like,
you'd have the storyline, but like, he just didn't.
I mean, like one of my favorite moments of that movie is when he's beating up all the Kens. Like when he's like, "Hey, bring me back to the real world," and then he just starts fighting all these Kens in like the middle of the desert. I'm like, okay, this is so weird, but like, it is such a thing that Michael Cera would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch Blackberry?
I did. That was a good one. I like that one.
I like that a lot.
Me too. I watched Tetris. Did you watch Tetris at all?
Good.
That was a good one. I will admit, I really, really enjoyed that. It's a little far.
I'm playing Tetris like a lot.
Pardon?
I'm playing Tetris a lot.
Yeah, you may like it though. It's pretty cool. Like there's like a few
I
parts.
haven't played the game Tetris, like the NES version.
Now if you watch the movie, you'll know where it came from and the
I think
inspiration and
I
stuff.
watched one of those like online documentaries that like some guy made on YouTube about it. Like, it was
Yeah,
just like an hour long about
yeah.
it. But
The
it sounds
movie,
good.
yeah, the movie is probably a little bit fabricated because there is like a few times in the movie, like there's a car chase sequence in the movie, and I'm like, did this really fucking happen? And I looked it up and I was
Yeah, I
like,
think
no, that didn't really happen that way. Like, yes, they were like on like their trail, but they weren't actually having a fucking real like car chase in the middle of the streets.
I think I read some people like review and say there's no way it could have been that intense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I don't know. I couldn't tell if you watched my video. This is so sad, but like my favorite movie was Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is an MCU movie, but like it's my like favorite one since like
Was it
Spider-Man.
good?
I really liked it. It made me fucking cry. So
Three?
like,
Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
yeah, made me cry.
This is the third one.
Yep, last one.
I thought we watched. Didn't we watch like the first one like 10 years ago?
Yep.
Oh, they only got to 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean,
probably
like
like
the
the
Guardians of the
development
Galaxy
process.
have been in 7 projects. So I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
guess they've been all these spin-offs, right?
yeah. So there was Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame, Thor 4, which was really fucking bad. They did a Christmas special, and then they did Guardians 3.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's hard to follow, man.
Pardon?
Hard to follow.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Guardians
I
of the
feel like
Galaxy.
if you're dedicated to the MCU, like
Yeah.
it's good. But like, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for me was like just a good follow up. Like the one thing I really appreciate is like if you watch Guardians 2 and you just know like the basics on like Gamora, like the Gamora in this universe dies and like the
Mhm.
past one comes there, that's pretty much all you need to know. Like it doesn't tie into like the other rest of the MCU, and I kind of appreciate that because the fact that it's like so like it's just in its own universe.
Mm.
Um, the reason why it took so long for this one to be made was because like James Gunn got fired, then they brought him back, and then it was trying to work his schedule because he had
Oh,
a
I remember
contract to make the
that. Yeah.
Suicide Squad. Yeah,
Yeah.
and now he's making Superman, which is fascinating.
It's like that's like DC.
Yep, he's
That's a good
now
company.
taken over like control. He's almost like the Kevin Feige of like the DC now.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because I'm kind of like I'm interested to see where it goes. I don't know. Like I think his Superman movie, whether or not it's gonna be like amazing or it's great or anything, I think what's probably gonna work the best for that is probably he's good at like getting emotions out. I find like it's
Mhm.
weird to think about how I can fucking care about a talking raccoon or a giant tree or a guy that doesn't like understand like metaphors and stuff. So I feel like
Yeah.
he will probably do a very good job at making like Superman likable and like just appreciate who he is. I don't
Yeah.
know like how his whole universe is gonna be, but yeah, it's just kind of my 2 thoughts on that.
You know, I watched Coco this year with Eric.
Coco?
Yeah, the Disney movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we did like shrooms, and man, the last I never cried so much like the last time.
Really?
It was- my eye, my face was just like wet.
Oh.
Like I feel like it was just like insane how much tears came out. But it's
Yeah.
so sad. And
Uh,
even when I watch it now, like I still like it.
really?
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I have. I liked it.
Remember? When like he's like singing to his grandma,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
he's singing he's singing his grandma's father's song.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so sad.
That
So
movie
amazing.
that movie was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how I felt watching Guardians 3. Like I remember
Yeah,
being in
that's
that
pretty
theater
good.
and I was fucking crying cuz I was worried about like the fate for one of the characters. And people in the theater were crying. Like it wasn't just like, oh, you can hear like 1 or 2 people. Like people were fucking like having tissues and stuff out at certain scenes.
Yeah, I can't lie. I love a good cry.
Yeah, honestly, that's why I think it was like my favorite movie was because like to convey like it's really hard for me to cry and care this much about like characters and I'm like fuck this movie like made me cry about oh my god is the talking raccoon actually gonna die in this movie?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
Um,
good.
the
Man,
other
all
movie
the
that
movies you got
what?
me excited though for Avatar 3.
Oh my god, bro! Seeing that in that weird ass theater where it was like
Oh yeah,
the walls
yeah.
as
Me and
well.
Lucas we saw it in the 270,
Yeah, that was
which is
the
weird. Only like 20 or like 30% of the movie was actually
yes.
used it.
Yes, which was the weirdest thing. I remember watching that movie with you, and the opening scene is like, wow, it's using the whole two walls, and then it just slowly pans to the screen. I'm like, oh, like, is this not going to be the whole case for the 3.5 hour movie? Nope.
That's kind of cool. And
Yeah,
it was both our second. I don't know if it was your second or third. It was my second time watching.
yeah, it was I watched it. I'm trying to think. I watched that movie once before that. I saw it in IMAX, and it was fucking beautiful in IMAX.
It was.
Oh my
It was an
god.
experience, man.
Yeah.
It was so
Uh,
good.
the other movie that was a fucking experience to see was Godzilla
Yeah.
-1 on IMAX.
Godzilla 1
-1. Did you?
-1.
Yeah. So
Is
it's
it
like
a
the
full movie or is
newest.
it like King Kong?
Oh, I'm excited for that. I'm not gonna lie. Have
It
you
was
seen?
good.
Have you seen my like what I got like for Christmas?
No, please show.
Okay.
You know when we went to Vietnam, we were like taking a boat by the area where they filmed at Kong Skull Island.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, what are those?
Squishmallows. I got 4 of them. They're Godzilla ones.
I have no idea what those are, Lucas.
Okay. Okay.
I'm so out of it.
So we got Rodan. We got Mothra.
Oh, are they monsters in the cute
Yeah.
form?
Yeah, and then we got Godzilla.
Neat. Very cool.
And then we got Mecha Godzilla.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's
Oh, I didn't know you were into those. We should have got you something.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, it's all
We were in
good. It's all
Japan.
good. Like I said, I just feel bad that I wasn't able to see you guys over Christmas. I had no fucking social life.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah. Have you? Because Eric's back now in Hamilton, right? Because he's back in school.
Yeah, he seems busy, but you should reach out to him.
Yeah, I was gonna do that.
Yeah, I don't know when maybe I'll come back this weekend.
Do it. Yeah, Yeah, like this is like the first weekend where I have absolutely nothing going on, and I kind of love it. Like 2 weekends ago was Crean's birthday, and I had like, pardon?
Yeah. We should do something.
Yeah, I'd be down. I'm always down
What
for
do we
that.
do?
Sadly, there's not really anything good out. Like I always like going to see a good movie. There's nothing really good out at the moment.
Did you ever watch Wonka? I want to watch that.
No, I actually haven't. But there is a DVD copy, so I don't know if you will like want to come over sometime where we can like watch that movie with like my 4K television or something. Yeah.
My attention span is like, if I don't watch it in the movie theater, I focus.
Gotcha. I get that.
You watch the movie at home.
You struggle.
Yeah, it's like you have the urge to reach for your phone.
See, what I like to do is like if I really want to watch a movie that's at home, I will put my phone like put it under my sheets. Like I'll put like because my television's like right beside my bed. I'll put it under my sheets and I'm like, cool, nobody's gonna bother me for like 2 hours or however long the movie is. Unless it's like an emergency.
My head just like focuses off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems like a very Christmassy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one movie that like does look interesting just because like I do like Timothy Chalamet. However you fucking pronounce his name. I don't even know. Yeah.
I think there's like something else I wanted to see, but I didn't. Oh, that like Miyazaki movie.
Which one?
The Miyazaki. The Boy and the Heron.
The boy. Yeah, I haven't seen that either. I am interested in seeing that. The one movie I did watch recently was The Iron Claw with Zac Efron.
Is he a good actor?
Yeah, I can say that.
Oh.
That movie's fucking sad. It's
Wait,
it's
was he
based
Ted
on a
Bundy?
pardon?
Was he Ted Bundy in
Yep.
that Netflix series?
Yep, he
Okay.
was. You're you're right about that one too. Uh
Making sure.
yeah, I just had to confirm that. Yeah. That movie's sad because it's all about like a wrestling family and every single one of them pretty much dies.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
why? Because they're like they got concussed.
They all just die from like the dad says like they all have like a curse because their last name. So like
Oh, man.
yeah, so like they all die pretty much like around based around the ring, and the dad just keeps trying to push them to keep doing like more and more and more, and it kind of results in them like crashing. So like one pretty much goes to Japan and like he overdoses on something and dies. The one loses his leg and then he gets addicted to like he becomes suicidal because he can't be in the ring anymore. One brother like gets brain damage and then like commits suicide. And yeah, it's just fucking sad.
Uh, kind of related. I watched Raging Bull like 4K in the movie theaters this
Yeah,
year.
okay. Okay. That's
I thought it was okay. I didn't like it that much.
really it was good. It's good for like its time.
Yeah, sure. It's just like very. I don't know, man. It just like didn't resonate.
Yeah.
I
Uh
guess with me.
have you are you big into animation at all? Like are you like do you like animated like TV shows and
Like
movies?
anime or
Like
not? I don't
animated.
really. No, I don't really watch too much TV for the same reasons. I have a hard time like focusing.
Okay. The the
Um, yeah.
the one that's really good. I just like it cuz like it's so beautiful to look at is Blue Eye Samurai.
Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Yeah, it's on
Oh,
Netflix.
yeah, yeah. Let me search it up.
It is probably one of my favorite things that came out last year.
Oh man, I
It's
know you have Netflix, man.
I mean, you can find other ways if you want to watch it. I'm not promoting. I'm just saying that I know there's other ways.
Yeah, sometimes it's very nice just to watch like a beautiful piece of art.
That's exactly what this is. I was watching it and like the scenes where it's just all snow and everything. I'm like, bro, this looks like something straight out of like a portrait. Like just
Uh-huh.
this one like samurai in the middle of like a desert, like or not in a desert, like in like the snow forest, and then another one comes and they're just slashing and like blood's going on on the snow, and it just looks so beautiful to look at.
Dang, you sell it pretty well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good. I really love that show.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Honestly,
Yeah,
yeah, it was a pretty good year for movies. Like I won't lie, but video games was definitely up there. Like video games, I feel like were better. Like video games were better than the movies last year.
yeah. It feels like it's finally like the year to like transition to like next gen consoles.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
you
like I was
do.
like, missing out on a lot.
Yes.
Like,
If you need recommendations, let me know. I think the big one
well,
that you
I
would
actually
probably
like I bought like a new laptop like in July, a pretty
okay.
expensive one. It doesn't have a graphics card, but it has like Thunderbolt, and
Okay.
I can buy like an external GPU, but it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I have to buy the case
Yeah.
and then the actual GPU.
Okay.
But then I could it's basically like a PC game computer,
Yep.
or I could buy a PS4. But then I don't have like a. Then I want to upgrade my TV. I want like OLED.
You want to get an OLED?
Yeah, but like
Okay.
shit, bro. Like
Okay.
I don't
If
know, like, but then like also I don't want to like I don't know how much I want to game.
um okay,
Maybe
I'm
probably.
going to be honest at the moment. It really does matter about what your priorities are. Like if you want a game, like if you know there's going to be games that you really really want, go with a console.
Yeah.
But if you're like, "Oh man, like I just really want a new television," because like, if you get a nice television, then you can kind of like use all different apps and stuff, right? Like you can play your games on it. It's going to look a little bit better, but like I'm telling you, going from like a 1080 to like my 4K like OLED, I always advocate LG. If you're gonna go with with a really nice
Uh-huh.
4K television, LG, get the C series or whatever, the C series. It
Yeah.
will fucking it's beautiful. Like my television is 3 or 4 years old and it still gets updates, and
Uh,
it's an investment, but like holy shit, like it looks nice, it runs smoothly still. Um, yeah, it's just I always advocate they look so beautiful.
Yeah, I think we have them at my parents' house. Actually, what's funny, my dad, like 10 years ago, he bought a 4K, a huge, like 75-inch TV.
Yep.
I think back then it was like $4,000. So
Yeah,
it was like back
sounds
then,
about right.
expensive. I think like broke down. This like didn't turn on, and like my dad's just the type of guy who has to fix
Yeah.
something.
Yep.
So he's been trying to fix it for a year. It's actually crazy.
Yeah. Uh,
So the TV doesn't work at our house.
Jeez. Well, the good thing is like OLEDs are starting to get cheaper because that technology, like, it's becoming so much more modern and like the current thing.
Yeah,
Like, we always know this. There's going to be new trends that are going to come and go. So, right now, OLED is like the current nice middle ground kind of thing where like there's still like the LEDs televisions, and there's OLEDs. The new thing that they're trying to bring out is like the mini LEDs, which is like they're going to be brighter pictures and like the burnout might not be bad. But like if I was you, just get an OLED. Like like LGs and probably Sony's, and I don't know about Samsung's. I hear are kind of iffy, but like burn-in rates are not that bad. So like you don't have to worry about like the burn-in pictures. They have like their televisions are like really customized for that now, so you don't have to worry. But yeah.
you know what's very interesting? I was looking into, and it's
Mhm.
completely like different than anything gaming related.
Yeah.
But it's e-ink monitors.
What's that?
Have you ever used the e-reader?
An e-reader? Yes.
Have a good night, SF Okara.
Oh, SF, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again. Thank you for the bits and everything tonight. You really didn't need to do that, but yeah, I will continue to keep. I will keep on streaming. You don't have to worry. I'll be back tomorrow. I got school in the morning, but then after that, I got a break, so I'll be able to stream a little bit in the afternoon.
Is your
Pardon?
streak gonna end? How long are you gonna take the streak?
This stream, honestly, I'll probably go to like 11 or so. We can keep
No, the
chatting for a bit.
streak.
Oh,
Daily
my streak? It'll probably end on Tuesday.
Oh, you're gonna go day off?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Cause Tuesdays is absolutely insane. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, SF. I appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you like popping by and always like checking on my stream. Like you're always the first one that's in my stream. So yeah, I always appreciate it. Um, so yeah, the reason why is because my Tuesdays is absolutely fucking insane.
Mhm.
So I was saying this earlier. So my Tuesdays, I go to class or I have class at from 9 to 1. Like I don't even get a break. It's just 4 hours of nonstop class. Then I got to go to work, and I'm at work till about like 9 p.m. And by the time I get home and like have like dinner and everything, it's like 10 p.m. at night. After that, it's like I did the streaming and I was like, I'm so fucking tired. And then I got to be up again the next morning for same thing, like 8 a.m., 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. So I was like, yeah, no, I need to take like the Tuesdays, I think is going to be my break day.
Yeah, it's crazy you can stream
Yeah.
on those days. Yeah,
It's just crazy that I did this for a whole year.
yeah, it actually is.
Yeah. But I mean, like you've been around when I first started streaming. Like, what's the difference? Have you noticed like a big difference with like how I stream, or is it like just minor things?
Yeah, it's just very professional. You seem like this big streamer, bro.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yours is very
Thank you.
legitimate.
Thank you. Yeah, there's still things I want to improve on, but like, yeah, honestly, I'm in a better spot than when I am.
How can you grow your audience bigger?
That's honestly the big thing. And like, it's going to be the whole thing of like going on YouTube, making a TikTok, editing videos, but I'm like, I don't have fucking time for that right now.
I think there's like probably like AI shit that could do it. Like
Yeah.
take like your hour and then find the best clips.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. Cause yeah, I think that's the only thing. I think it's like if I can just throw shit up on TikTok and maybe try and bring people in that way, probably the way,
Yeah.
but we'll see. Did I tell you the story about I don't know if you were here when I was saying it, but like so like you knew like Tyrell, Jake knew about this, like Kreen knew about like me streaming and everything. But like Kreen's friend group, so like my friend group too, they didn't know that I was streaming. I didn't really tell anybody. I kind of kept it down low, like from my in my personal life. But one of my friends, it was his bachelor party, and randomly, like at one point, it was just me and him, and we were chatting. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "So I was watching Twitch today." And I was like, "Okay, that's cool." And he's like, "Yeah, I was watching an Overwatch streamer." I was like, "Okay, cool." And he's like, "Yeah, this guy was playing as Mora," and I'm like, where's this going? And then he's like, yeah, but he like only did like a really short stream. Like he only did like an hour because he had to go to a bachelor party. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, like he's like, I was watching you. And I was like, okay. And in my head, I was like kind of embarrassed, but then at the same time, I'm like, how the fuck did he find out about this? And for the
Yeah.
rest of the day, I couldn't have a chance to like actually have like a one-to-one conversation, be like, how the hell did you find me? So for like the whole day, I kept wondering, like in the back of my mind, like how the fuck does he know? Who else knows? And then eventually I got home and I asked Kareen, I'm like, hey, did you tell like so and so that like I streamed? And she's like, no. And then I find out, I finally have a conversation with them. He's like, oh, when you're on Discord, it tells me that you're streaming Overwatch, and then when you click it, it tells you that you can watch the stream. And he's like, that's how I found you. So that
Yeah.
everybody in that friend group found out about that, and now they all like watch me sometimes.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so like I did like a Halo 3 legendary run, and they all
Uh-huh.
came, like 9 people came and watched because of that, like in
Wow.
that group.
What a nice friend group. Did you meet them through Korean?
Yeah. So it's like her friend group. Some of them are from like high school days, and some from like university.
That's sweet.
Yeah. It's the one. I don't know if you saw the picture of me doing the meme of Gordon
With the
Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, it's that
Yeah.
group. Yeah. I did it with that group of people there.
That's really nice to have.
Yeah. It was fun.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, honestly, it's crazy. Also, did I ever show you what Kareen got me for my birthday? Like,
No.
I'm pointing at it.
Oh, the Twitch thing?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. She got me that. Yeah, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, you're very pro.
Thank you. Yeah, I honestly tried like, yeah, I was before doing it on my dresser, and then I was like, I actually need like a better setup than this because like it was such a pain. Um,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the next thing I want to get is I want to get a desk because like I'm using like one of those like foldable like tables, like the white ones.
Oh, no way, bro.
That's what all my stuff's on right now. Yeah, so I would like to upgrade that at some point.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was probably with that upgrade.
yeah. It's just I gotta wait until like I get a job, like a better job, and actually can pay for shit.
Yeah, it sucks about money.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
at the same time, it's very freeing. It's kind of nice.
yeah. Is it are you working with the same bosses or are you working with like different bosses now?
I told my old bosses that like wanted me back.
Okay.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I just need the money, man. I don't know what
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah. It's so are you doing more hours in the office than you were like before you left?
Yeah. Actually, before I left, it was only 2 days in the office,
Okay.
3 days at home. But while I left, they changed it to
Okay.
3 days.
Shit.
Honestly, I bet it might go to 5 days one day soon.
Really? You think they're gonna just go right back to being like in person?
It depends on, like everyone else does it. I wouldn't care that much, honestly.
Hmm.
Well, I maybe I care, but I kind of like the routine of just like going.
Yeah.
Because like there's like days when I don't leave my house.
Yeah.
Too, so
Yeah.
good.
I think for me, it's like, I guess what's bothersome is like, okay, I understand from a business perspective, like why you want all your people to be in the building, because like HR, right? Oh, like you want, if you're already paying for this like area, you want to get as much like, you want to have people in the building, right? Like you don't want that space to just be like lying there. And I guess for
Yeah.
like, knowing like where all your employees are, if they're actually doing your work and stuff, because like who knows whether when they're at home how much proactivity they're doing. But at the
Uh-huh.
same time, I'm like, okay, if you allow them to go into the office 3 days a week and allow them to have 2 days at home, like how much better do you think like they're going to be able to still get all their work done? And they're probably going to be in better spirits than, hey, I got to like drive or I got to commute to work every single day for 5 days, like 5 days in a row.
Yeah, I guess it depends. I mean, I understand you. I understand. I used to drive every day, like
Yeah.
Mississauga.
Yep.
And it would take like an hour, like 15 each way.
Yep.
And I fucking killed it. That was
Yeah.
like soul cycling. But now I live here. I don't need to drive.
Yep.
And a commute down to where I work is only like half an hour by like it's like a bit of a walk and like you
Yeah.
get on the train on the subway. So I don't. It's kind of enjoyable.
Yeah.
But have to drive. I hate driving, so like
Yeah.
I know.
I think it's like
Yeah.
I feel the same way of like I would love that. I love the idea of going in like the hybrid model. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like when I was on remote before, I was like, at first, like the first week or so, you're like, this is great. I can just, do my work and then be exit out and then I'm done and then like whatever. And then you kind of
Yeah.
start to realize like, fuck, I'm not really interacting with anybody. Like I'm interacting, sure, through a camera, but I'm not actually like interacting with anybody like physically. But I think
Yeah,
like,
it's yeah, I don't like the idea of full remote too because I feel like it makes your job a lot more easier to be outsourced.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the way I look at like if you do a hybrid model, okay, you go into the office, you have that interaction with the people for like 3 days a week, and you always know this happens when you're in the office. You're going to be called into doing stuff that probably isn't actually your stuff. You're going to be
Uh-huh.
you're not going to be like fully able to like just invest in the concept like the work that you are being provided or that you're supposed to do. You're probably going to be talking once again, you're going to be chatting, you're going to be communicating with other people. That's going to take away time from your work. But then like if you have your 2 days where you're online, guess what? You're able to actually get that work done that maybe like ate up a little bit of that time when you were in the office. That's just my two
Yeah, it's like
cents.
it's a bit of both. I mean, I don't think people are as productive in the office,
Yep.
but at the same time, like honestly, sometimes like when I worked at home, I took naps
Yeah, it's
during
true.
work.
Yeah. I
Um, yeah, so
Yeah, it's fascinating because like reading up on all this in like HR, it's like some things is like yeah, the biggest thing is motivation for people, and some people it's like they talk about how there's like the bottom, which is like there's different levels for people, but like the first one's like the basic, which is like survival, like oh like getting your education or getting your money, getting your income. Then it's the benefits, and then it's all about like how you like your reward like or how you look at like yourself like your self-esteem like do you feel like the job you're doing is like rewarding and then it's going up to different levels and stuff um so
yeah,
yeah
I think it's definitely. I don't meet that rewarding level. Um, but it's hard.
it is yeah
Economy.
yeah
So,
it's just crazy how like yeah everything stopped and everything went to remote and then here we are like 4 years later like 3 years 3.5 years later and it's like things are now slowly kind of getting back together, like back to normal, but not really because prices for things are just like crazy expensive out of the blue.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna get
No, it's not going to
better.
be. No, fuck no, no. Like
No,
it's crazy
for
going to
sure.
like a grocery store and how much I'm spending on just like the basic things now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, well, at least for me, I don't think personally, I don't really feel that much. Like I'm really maybe making more money than I did before.
hmm
So I just personally, I don't feel it. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Um.
Read stories. It's very tough.
So what I also so what I'm hearing is I should apply for your company to work in HR is what I'm hearing.
If you want to, go for it.
Yeah.
I hate HR, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
I
hate the idea of HR. I just think that everyone in HR of my company is incompetent.
is yeah. Yeah,
You don't know what you're doing.
it's very true. Um I guess it's also because like you don't deal with them on a regular basis, right? It's just probably like the few times you
It's
do,
true.
they're like telling you,
My old
"Hey,
job,
I'm gonna get back to you."
my old job, we did. Which is why I saw how stupid they were.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, it's probably it could be a company thing too.
Yeah, a lot of times they
I
do
don't
talk
I
about
don't like
that.
my company to begin with either.
Yeah.
So,
Uh, being in HR, it definitely seems like okay, if they don't know shit, you can't really just say something on the spot because then that might turn into like a legal issue. So like I know they talk about, or at least in my course, they always talk about how like shit. If you don't know, just tell the person, hey, I'll get back to you in a day or two to find out the real information. Because the worst case they say is like you tell them something, and then it's not the right thing, and then they get back to you, then they get pissed, and they try and do like a lawsuit, or they try and do like some type of like, well, I was told this, therefore like. Even though it's not abiding by like the laws or like whatever the policy or their agreement is, you said it, so then therefore that's what I want. And then there's this whole issue they say, but I don't know.
yeah, very difficult.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
Sometimes I fucking hate people, man.
Yeah, I think that's like everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm doing a bunch of projects right now with people, and like we have some good, like I have some groups where it's with my friends, which is great, but then I have some that are like just with like randoms. Oh man, it's tough. It's getting me prepared to like work in like the environment where it's like you're not always gonna agree with everybody, or people are just gonna try and do like the lazy route of things. Like, oh, okay, like that's what you think. Maybe you should do this part then. No, we should probably work at this as a collaborative thing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's yeah, we do what we can.
yeah, exactly. Oh man. But it is crazy. I still just can't believe like yeah, it's still crazy to me. Like I am where I am today. Like I'm not making like big bucks or anything, but like I don't know. It's nice to know that I can do streaming and like I get like some type of like income out of it. Like even it's like it pays for gas and shit like that.
Oh damn. Pretty good.
Yeah, like so far I think I have made a little over 300 in 6 months, which isn't a
Damn.
lot, but like it's something.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Side hustle.
Yeah. Gives me my money for gas
I
and
should get
then
into gambling.
pardon?
Should get into gambling.
God, I should not get into gambling at all
I
because
could stream slots.
fuck. Yeah, I don't.
That'd
I
be good.
mean, I know I could probably make a lot of money, but then I feel like I could also lose a lot of money.
Yeah, that's the wonder. Do you need to go and kick?
Oh God. And the sad thing is, yeah, like if I could, I don't know if they allow gambling on Kick.
On Twitch, I don't know.
Not
That's
on
what the money
Twitch.
is.
Twitch is is banned. You cannot do that. But I wonder if you can do it on Kick.
Okay,
I think maybe.
we can. You hear a rumor that like kicks owned by Saudi Arabia?
Yes, it is. It's actually owned by. So this is the funny thing. So Twitch banned gambling because like
Yeah.
don't want to promote it. But the big
Mhm.
company that was like promoting gambling before it got banned
Yeah.
is the company that like created Kick.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think yeah, the Saudis they own everything, man.
Yeah, they do.
There's like well, I don't want to. I'm sorry, I'm being so stereotypical and lumping all of the Middle Eastern countries together. But
Mhm.
there's a story that like in Chicago,
Mhm.
about like 15 years ago, they sold like all the parking meters to Dubai, to the United Arab Emirates,
Okay.
which means that like they get all the income from the
Oh,
parking meters in Chicago, but they had to pay
what?
for that right. And it's like and they got the rights for like 100 years. And like
Wow.
oh, it's like a bad deal for like the city of Chicago. It's like bad management that they agreed to that deal.
Oh my
But
God.
that's a way that like slowly
Yeah.
foreign country comes in and like buys.
Yeah. I think for
They
them
hype their
it was
city.
that's because like that is probably like something they thought like, oh, like yeah, we'll definitely do that. Thinking like probably like they probably thought like, oh, it's just like a sweet deal for like the moment, whatever it is, like them paying them
No,
probably a
they
certain
needed
amount.
money in the present,
Yeah.
but that's they needed to diversify off oil, so that's
That's
our duty.
fuck. Well, I know the big thing was I think it was like Saudi Arabia. They bought all those studios, like video game studios, and they
Really,
just started to like like pretty much down they like started to get rid of them. Like they spent millions and probably like billions of dollars acquiring all these different companies under them. And then
really.
yeah, and I guess they thought like video games just you could pump them out like they're like nothing, and they
Yeah.
realized that like oh shit, actually yeah we can't do that. So like they just started to like fucking get rid of a bunch of studios. Like Gearbox, I think they got rid of a lot of studios. THQ, they had to get rid of a lot
Uh-huh.
of studios because of it. So like it just sucks. The amount of
Well,
layoffs that happened in the game industry like last year was like I think it was like over like 10,000 people got laid off or like
mhm.
got fired. Even though
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
hard because I don't think like the people that like actually are like Saudi Arabians. I don't think they don't work that hard.
No, I think it's just them probably like acquiring other companies and then expecting them to make profit for
I think
them.
that's where Saudis themselves don't work. It's all like oil. Like they get like a stipend for just
Yeah.
like
It's
like we have so much money, so like they can just pay off the people and be
yeah.
like, as long as life is good, no one's gonna. Everything's like the way it is.
Yep.
So I don't know,
It's
man.
do you, okay, I got to ask this. What do you think is going like you remember how the plan was for Justin Trudeau? I think it was by 2035. He wants to get all like just gas cars off the lots. He wants to get hybrids and he wants to get like just electric
Sure.
cars. I don't imagine that's going to happen in 2035. I don't think it's going to happen in 10 years. But do you still think that's going to happen? Like, or do you think it's just going to be like a dead thing? Because like, I don't imagine he's probably going to get back into office. Like, he's probably not going to get reelected at the next election. So I wonder if they're
He's
just going
not.
to scrap that. Yeah.
People hate him.
Yeah. Nobody really likes him at the moment. So yeah.
Electric cars? I don't think so.
Nah.
I think I feel we're just too greedy as people. We're just gonna use oil until it runs out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't.
I know it's the most
I don't,
random topic, but I was just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to somehow connect
yeah,
this to.
I don't know much about cars. I don't even drive a car.
Yeah, true. It is
Do you have a
like,
hybrid?
pardon?
Is your car hybrid?
No, mine's just a regular, good old fashioned oil machine.
Right.
Yeah, mine's 2017. So I think
Mm.
electrics are coming out. I think like a year or two after that. But yeah, no. It's 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 kind of like I would eventually like to get an electric car, but my thing is like there isn't enough stations nearby, so I'd have to go the hybrid route. But like I don't even know if the hybrid like I don't know. I don't know enough about like the hybrids and stuff on how far I can go. Like, is the gas tank smaller than like a typical like gasoline car? Is the battery like worse than like a full on electric car? I don't fucking know.
I think my aunt has a hybrid. It's just like the battery gets powered as like you run, as like your car
Okay.
drives or something.
Okay.
I don't really understand it, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know what energy.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that like I feel like as an adult I should know more about, but it's like nah. I focus on certain stupid things that I probably shouldn't like really focus on so much, like video game news. You can ask me anything about video game news, and I will probably tell you. But like anything that's like happening politically around the world or like big things, probably like not as important to me, which sounds so sad.
Yeah, we all have no interest. It's fine.
Yeah,
I guess. Who knows?
yeah,
The really all is a big distraction.
yeah. Honestly, I'm like I don't want to think about all this horrible shit that's happening. Let me just like be in my little bubble, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's a tough.
Yeah. Mm,
Sometimes everything's good though. Every
yeah.
now and then, sometimes everything's great. How often do you see your nephew?
How often do I see him?
Yeah.
I see him probably like every month or two.
Mm.
They're just busy, and then, uh,
They're far too.
yeah, they are. That's the other issue too. It's like they are far. I'm
Yeah.
busy as fuck. I can't go anywhere on the weekdays. Weekends, it's like if I'm busy, it's probably just locally, or I'm just working on schoolwork. Um, yeah, it
Do you know I have
sucks.
a niece?
Pardon?
Do you know I have a niece?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, wait. How old is your niece?
She's born in September.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Congratulations. You're an
Yeah,
uncle.
it's great.
Yeah. How often
Yeah.
do you see your niece?
Like every week.
Nice.
Well, she lives really close, so and
Yeah.
my parents come over too, so
Whoa, your parents are grandparents. That's crazy.
yeah, honestly, man, the family is very tight
That's
ever
good.
since they had the baby.
That's
Crazy.
good.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that my brother and wife is expecting another child?
Oh no. Good for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, so they came by around they slept over around Christmas time, And then one of the
Mhm.
last gifts they gave us was a picture frame, and the picture frame is like an ultrasound. So yeah, they're expecting another one, which is gonna be around the same time as like what would be like Brooks's birthday. So around
Exciting.
July is when they're expecting.
Damn, my cousin just told me he's expecting to. Well, his wife
Re-
is around
really?
July. Yeah, this yesterday.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
shit.
It's
Man, I
it.
want a kid.
Everyone's having kids. Everyone's having houses. Everyone's having his kids. Everyone's getting married, and then there's like me, where I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out my school situation right now.
Yeah, that's fine. What can you do?
Yeah, I've kind of accepted that. I'm like, there is no timeline. It's just it feels weird seeing people from high school now like fully parent, like being parents themselves, and just adulting. I feel like more than I
Who,
am.
who, um, who in our high school recently had a kid?
Not somebody in high school, but
Grade.
pardon.
Well, it's not someone I know.
Uh, who has had one? I know there's been two people at my like that I went to McDonald's that had kids recently. Fuck. What's their name? Uh,
When's that Tyrell having a kid?
that's a good question. Honestly, I would not be surprised. I feel like they're gonna have a kid.
Nice.
Yeah. Have you okay? Uh, have you seen his YouTube at all lately?
Not lately.
Okay. It's kind of blown up. I ain't gonna lie. Like he's almost at like getting like
Really?
5,000 or 6,000 subscribers.
What's the name?
Pardon?
What's the name of the YouTube?
TMM. I think it's like Tyrell's like multimedia. His one video has over 100,000.
Recently. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, Sunbed. Yeah, good for him.
yeah. He told me he makes some decent money on some of the videos now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the one that made like that went over to like 100K or something. I think he said he made like over like $1,000.
Dang.
Yeah.
He's a big DC guy.
Yeah, so that's kind of like his thing, and like it's working out. Like sometimes I know it's like he'll do like videos that are like maybe not so focused on like the DC or like his like big thing right now is like the unpopular opinions. And I feel like if it's like outside of like the DC, the viewership is a little bit down. But like if he like focuses on like DC stuff, he gets good views.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Good for
Yeah. I mean, he's been doing it for like 3 years or something, so I'm like good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that'll be me in 3 years. Maybe I'll become a big Twitch streamer. I don't know.
Sure. We just have to manifest it.
Yeah, exactly.
Visualize.
I just need to have weekly podcasts with you, and I think we can do it.
Yeah, we start a podcast.
Exactly. We can just have random conversations just about anything, and then we can have Eric pop in too once in a while. You just
Oh, yeah.
he just can't say things super racial because like then I'd get canceled, and I don't want that. Please.
You haven't talked to him lately.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
No.
I just remember like the amount of times he would just throw out the R word, and I'm like, oh wow, that's a word.
Only person R word now.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Maybe there's a lot of that happens.
Yeah, I think it's honestly
Yeah.
part of the trades. Like it's tradespeople that they just don't have any filter.
Yeah, they're just like more honest, and like I think they just deal with like what else to say? They just like deal with like worse people. Like they have to like go into like I feel like I'm very insulated from like people.
Yeah,
Like I work at a very corporate job. I don't like if I don't want to talk with like some like crazy guy, I don't have to, right?
yeah.
I think they would have to. They,
Yeah. They just
not
have to.
well, I don't know. It's whatever.
They just got to deal with a lot of shit. Like honestly, I think it's like they just want to do their job, but then but half the time they're being told, hey, actually, this person that you're building something for, you're doing something for, they actually want you to do this, and it's like, fuck me, now I gotta like change everything I do. Because same thing, I have like other friends that are in trades, like electrical. And same thing, when
Yeah.
I talk to them, it's like they just bitch and complain about like all the things that people want. And then like same thing, their mouth is like a sailor. It's just like it just flows very like fluently.
Do you have friends that are anti-Trudeau?
I do. I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's
There's
growing.
a lot more than
Um
there aren't.
there's there's a lot of people right now that are annoyed, especially in Mohawk, because they changed that whole legislation. So like if you came over, you needed to be like oh, what's it called? You needed to have like a $10,000 kind of like as like a savings for like when
Yeah.
you're a student that comes here. They upped that to 20,000. So
Uh-huh.
they so we actually had a meeting, or we had like a discussion how pretty much we're gonna notice how there's gonna be less intake of like industrial like international students at Mohawk because of that
Yeah.
drastic like increase. So they said like because of that like favorism from like international students have plummeted quite a bit at like Mohawk College of like in
You
favor
know,
of Trudeau.
just like rent money, right?
Pardon?
Like they'll pay a couple $100 so that they can borrow 10K from
Yep.
someone else,
Yeah.
and then they'll use that to get in.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, one of my really good friends that I met this year, he's a Indian like student that
Mhm.
came like 5 years ago.
Yep.
I forgot about. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah. There are some nice ones. Like
Yeah.
I've had some
And
really,
he handled it too. Like I think a white guy like yelled at him on the fucking subway.
really for no reason.
I think he was with like another Indian girl. Like
Uh,
one of his old girlfriends like came from India,
Yep.
and like they met up and drove together on the subway.
Yeah.
And this crazy white guy,
Mhm.
like confronted them for like stupid shit. And then like some black guy saw him, and then the black guy was like, "I'm tired of you fucking racist." And like the black guy ended up fighting the white guy.
Whoa, that's kind of cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, good
But
for
yeah,
them for
stories like
standing
that
up.
that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what the biggest, yeah, I find like with my program at least, you have some of them at least in the first semester that like you could tell they didn't really want to like learn HR, and
Yeah.
then you have the ones.
You're just get like permanent
Yeah,
residency.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
I had a girl that I don't even know how they allowed this, but like when we would have our exams or our midterms, she was allowed to keep leaving to use the bathroom, but they didn't even have like a person that like came to like monitor, like make sure she's actually using the bathroom. And she
Yeah.
would go around and she would just ask people like what the answers were for questions and stuff. And the one time I finished my exam on like, I think it was like it was like doing advanced work on Excel. So I finished it. I was sitting outside with my friends and she came over and she's like, you pointed at us and said, I need the answer for question 3 and I need it now before I like the professor knows that I'm not like going to the bathroom. And we're like, no. And she's like, why aren't you going to give it to me? And I'm like, cause like you should know what to do. And she's like, fine, I'm going to go ask somebody else. And she ran over and asked somebody else. I was like just finishing the test.
Can you do it in her voice?
Pardon?
Can you do it in her voice?
No, I'm not doing that.
All right.
I'm doing a generalization of the beat to beat. I'm not going to use the voice.
Okay.
Why do you want me to get canceled after 1 year? I don't want that, please.
I just want to hear it.
Maybe off stream I'll do it.
All right.
But then yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like, there's like a lot of school, like honestly, just like a lot of like new schools popping up, or like just like a school that's like in a strip mall,
okay.
and they call it like a college,
Yeah.
and like it's just full of fucking Indians, man.
Yes.
And
That's
like
that's another thing that they're trying to get rid of, or like they're trying to like.
that's a really bad look on like Canada in the whole.
Yeah.
Like that's a bad look, man.
So
That's
what they call them is, so once again we had that conversation in class and they're like pop-up colleges or universities, and it's pretty much like a small building that's kind of associated with like some schools. So like Mohawk, they were saying, has one in like Guelph area, and it's just a little building and it's supposed to do just like sub work, or like it's almost like doing small certifications. But what people what international students are trying to do is be like, hey, this is like a program. I'm gonna try and apply for it, and I guess they would get approved of it, but like the certification would only be like 6 months or like 3 months, and it's like super minor. It'd be like almost like when you would take like sign language, or you would take something like after school, like like a night school program, kind of like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess like the government has decided that, okay, if you're gonna do that, you can't come over for like your international studies as that. Like you need to actually be doing an official program that's like associated with these schools, that's like longer than a certain duration. And the other thing that that they're trying to get rid of for international people is like, let's say you want to bring your family over while you're doing your studies. You can't do that unless you're getting your doctorate, your lawyer, or like you're doing like some type of some type of like master's program that has to be approved.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so yeah, right now a lot of international students that are currently in or like in Canada are very disapproving of Trudeau.
Well, he's not gonna win.
No,
There's
I
like no
don't.
way.
No, not this
Yeah.
year. Yeah, no, no.
Yeah, he doesn't deserve it.
Yep.
Once I was like really high. It was like a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, like I liked him for a period of time too, and
I
then it
was
just.
really high, and I was watching the debate,
Yep.
and I watched Trudeau, and like it was like whatever, like prime minister debate, all the people from the different parties,
Mhm.
and I watched Trudeau speak, and I remember, and it's hard to do without a camera.
Yeah.
But I watched him, and his movement, and I noticed because I was high, his movements were so robotic.
Oh yeah.
Like, saw him like he looked to the right side of the room, and he shifted his body slowly to the left in the most like
Natural way.
like the most like unnatural way. And I was just like, oh my god, it's like all rehearsed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it didn't feel like real at all. And then I was like,
He's actually a crab person, don't you know? You know how South Park, they kind of predicted that? They're like, oh my god, they're
yeah,
crab people.
all
That's
the
what he is.
boomers are right. Your dad's probably like telling you, yeah, like I was right, man.
Crab people.
My dad's
Crab.
my dad was against him too, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, like for me, my big one is I just don't approve of Doug Ford. I don't know how the fuck this man is.
Oh yeah, I got
I don't get it. I don't know, like his whole idea, like privatizing some of like the divisions, is wild to me. Like,
I think it's like hard for people to understand like provincial politics, and I understand because I work in like the provincial government. Yeah. It's a very like mid area.
Yeah. I think for me it's just like I understand his stance where he's pro business. Like it's just that's his background, that's what he's going to advocate for. But like fuck, sometimes like I look at him like, man, you just do not like the like public sector, and you do not like unions at all. And it's like, oof. I guess like for me, that's been mostly working in unions, or like I've been in just the public sector. It's like, yeah, he's talking about like the needs of the students are not being met, but it's like you cut the funds by how much with the Ministry of Education. What do you expect? If you cut the education and you're complaining about the education is not meeting the quality that you want, there must be some type of correlation.
Yeah, well, actually, part of my job is helping privatize part of the functions of the system.
Yep. That's what I mean. Like from a businessman perspective, I get it, because that's where you're gonna make a lot of money. But from like, you know, how we always talk about how progressive Canada is, from that stance, oh my god, it's like we're going backwards.
Yeah, it's yeah, man, it's everyone for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. God.
Honestly, actually, I met some people.
Okay.
They're it was like girls that were like self-described communists.
Okay.
Actually, I went camping with them. Like I didn't know them.
Oh.
It was around like like that Indian friend I met.
Yes.
Really good.
Oh, is this the one that you went to Detroit with?
No, that's an Indian guy. That's like a gay boy Indian man.
Okay.
Actually, this is a funny story. You remember that girl I told you about?
The one that moved, right? That like you had a thing with, but then moved back.
Yeah, she moved to Germany. Well, she's like, I think she lived in Germany for like 18 years. But right now she's in Brazil.
Okay. I always keep
living her life in fucking Brazil right now. But
okay. she was an interesting character. I'm kind of glad that nothing kind of came about with that
No,
with you.
no, everything's like, yeah. But what's the funny story is, I don't know if I told you, but I'm um through a mutual friend. Well,
Hmm.
when she was over at my place, she kept talking about how her ex was like a psychopath,
Okay.
and I was like, oh, he's like, oh, he kind of lives like by you. I was
Okay.
like, oh shit, I hope I don't run into him. And
It's you.
afterwards, huh?
The plot twist is it's actually you. She's been talking about you as like her ex.
Yeah, so okay, so the psychopath. So anyways, I think one like I finally got rid of her. Then I went to like some like get together with my friends, and I was
Yeah.
like, and like this other girl came that I had that like was like kind of new,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh my god, this woman and her name was Julie, and she came over and she's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then like that girl was like, hey, like you're like with an Asian girl named Julie, and like, she's all about like spirituality and shit. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, like one of my friends like used to date her.
No
I
fucking
was
way.
like,
That is
no
such.
way.
That's a small world. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
So actually, that Indian migrant guy, that's the guy I'm talking about.
Wait.
That's
So
exactly
her ex?
that's her ex. And so like because she was so crazy, like
You guys connected.
she connected us. Yeah. So and then we met up just like talk about her, and then it turns out we're really similar.
No way.
So now we're friends.
So you guys bonded over how crazy this girl was, and now you guys are
Yeah, we
bros.
actually did.
That's
Yeah, we're
actually
actually
so.
really good friends now.
Okay, do you still have her like number? Like, do you have any contact information?
Yeah. She's fucking Brazil right now.
Have you? You should take a picture with them and be like, hanging with my boy.
That would like it would mess her up really bad. Like I don't even joking. It was just like
Okay.
it would fuck her up. But
She
but
comes
like
back to Toronto just
I
to
met
torment you two again.
yeah. So I met this new Indian guy, and then he invited me camping with his friends,
Cool.
and I met the no, I don't like it was like really strange people, man.
Like,
Like I
would you
thought
hang out with them again?
strange people. Yeah, like it was now they were like strange and then like
Strange.
weird. Like not I thought my friends were strange in a good way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now these people are strange in the I'm not gonna say bad way, but like in a weird
Was it
way.
just more like uncomfortable? Like you just didn't know what the fuck to do around them?
Not like they're like nice people, but they're just like complete like they're like total
Different.
outcasts.
Okay.
Like one of them was like a Bradley McNeil type kind of
Oh,
character
okay. Yep. Yep. Yep.
who is she is a she,
Okay.
but like who now this could get bad because but please stop me if I said anything too bad. But
No.
like
Keep going.
it's a she, it's a clear she that identifies as a they.
Okay.
And it's like clearly someone that just got like bullied too much.
Aw.
And
Yeah.
then like there's and like this like they had to like find some sort of inner identity.
Yeah.
Um, there was this like Ethiopian girl
Okay.
who wore her mask like the entire trip, even though we were like camping.
And like this is
Like I'm
in
not
August, you said, right?
anti-masker, but like it was a lot. It was
Yeah.
like
It,
we were like outside in the
yeah.
middle of Algonquin Park, and she was wearing a mask.
And this was in the summertime, right? Like August, you said?
Yeah, like end of August.
Oh God, fuck no, I would not be able to handle that.
But she was like nice and shy.
Huh.
Um, there's this like white woman who just like could not stop talking about herself.
Okay.
Um, then there's this girl that I kind of talked with, and then she was like a communist.
Oh,
Um, well, they're all those girls are communists.
okay.
Um, but like communism, but then I did like drugs. I did shrooms on the beach.
Okay.
It was a very actually. It was probably honestly, this was probably the highlight of my year because the whole because like I never been to Algonquin that deep.
Yeah.
Like it was like there's like no one there. It was like
Whoa.
empty. Um, but yeah, we're just talking about like politics on the beach, and then she got really into her fucking communist politics,
Okay.
and she's like yeah, like it's like the best time to be a communist. Like the revolution's coming, and I was on shrooms and it fucked me, and it actually fucked me up in that moment.
Wow.
I was like, oh my god, like the communists are coming. Like oh my god, I'm such a capitalist.
Yeah.
I care about money too much.
Yeah.
And then like I kind of like flirted with her a bit, and then I was like, yeah, like I'm on a different side.
Yeah. You're like,
And
I'm
then
not a communist. I'm sorry. to tell you,
Yeah.
burst your bubble.
And she was like laughing and we started flirting. And then
Okay.
like after the trip, like I hung over and we were just like hanging out at her place, and then I realized like why like everyone like, makes fun of like communists
Yeah.
because like she was just like, bro, like she talks the talk, but like you go over there and then she's just like fucking smoking. It's like 4 p.m. on a Wednesday, and then she's like getting high like
Oh.
nonstop, and then she's watching like A&E Intervention, and then she's just like cackling about it, and I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna fucking start no revolution, bro. Like you're not gonna like what revolution you're fucking talking about? Like you
Yeah.
can't even like get out of bed. You can spend a day while getting high.
Yep.
So I kind of pissed me off. And I got the egg from that. So I went
Gee.
home.
So yeah, like I can tell you that relationship did not last very long.
I guess I'm still on good terms. Yeah, all of us had like dinner like a week ago.
Okay.
But she's so strange. She's not
Yeah.
into it.
It sounds almost like okay, like you can handle her in small bursts, like probably with other people, but like you're probably realize like, yeah, maybe hanging out with her like individually, maybe not the call.
No, well, like, I felt like without on the beach because like we go there and like your phone doesn't even work.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, like it's like fun to talk. It's
Yeah.
like you're forced to talk to people and like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's about like
Back.
whatever you believe. I don't care as long as you believe something.
Yeah.
It's fun to talk. But then you go there and then she's just watching like she's obviously just like dulling her mind. It's just like
Yeah.
just getting high and just like watching like absolutely garbage TV. No offense. You're watching Intervention.
Yeah.
It's just like oh my
still
god,
love
this
you.
woman, like this woman cannot stop drinking like hand sanitizer.
Okay.
And then you watch like a 10-minute video of a woman that just drinks hand sanitizer and like
Oh, you're
she's
watching like My Weird Obsessions and shit like that.
yeah, and she's just like laughing at that shit, and I was like,
No.
you're like really like spending your time doing this? Like what's like there's no value here. Like
Listen.
what are we doing here? Like
Sometimes it's I appreciate I dabble in the trashy television sometimes, but most of the time when, like I have an addiction to like Love Is Blind. I don't understand. I think it's like me trying to understand how these people can make these like really irrational decisions at such a quick like pace, and just
you watch that with Green?
sometimes. Mostly that's like Love Is Blind is more just guilty pleasure for me. Too Hot to Handle is the one that we kind of watched together.
I like the Love on the Spectrum.
That's a good one. I've been watching that too. It's kind of nice because it's like are you watching the second season right now by chance?
Oh, I watched like a couple episodes like
Okay.
a while ago.
I'm trying to remember her name. It's the blonde girl. Have you met her?
No, I think it was the Australian version.
Oh, you watching an Australian one? Okay, cool. They have an Australian, they have an American one. But it's kind of funny because like a lot of them are higher functioning. Like the ones that I used to work with were like lower functioning. But there's one girl in particular in the American one that like reminds me so much of one of the kids I do work with because like she is like higher functioning, and I'm like that's gonna be like the student I work with when she gets older. I'm like that is 100% what she's gonna be like, and I'm like it's kind of cute because it's like okay, I can kind of see like what kind of lifestyle she might have as she gets older.
Yeah, they all think like sweet, like autistic people.
Yeah, they're super blunt, which is what I kind of like. They're like, I don't want to die alone. It's like, okay, I feel that.
It's like politically correct to call them autistic, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. You can call them like people on the like you can call them like people on the spectrum. Yeah, right. Autistic. Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you don't say like the R word. And you're good.
I feel R word coming back, yo. Trump 2024.
Oh my God, no. God, I don't.
He's coming back.
Is that what you think? Like you're stamping that? You're gonna say that he's coming back?
I mean, he's a good shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, a lot of the states I feel like are just gonna be like, yeah, Biden was bad. Yeah, we're gonna bring back Trump, even though he's been accused and he's been what, like actually charged with multiple different things. But hey, he's still the right person.
I do think it's a bit of
a okay.
I think they should just let him run. And if he wins, he wins. If he loses, he loses. Yeah, that's just Americans. That's just whatever. But I do think that kind of stuff could come up here really quick.
Yeah.
you could easily get a Trump character up here.
One, I mean, like, you can kind of say Doug Ford at times. It's just
For sure.
like even with like, remember when Rob Ford, I mean, like, rest in peace, but like, he literally had a video of him smoking crack, and I'm like, this is the mayor of Toronto, like, just smoking crack, and it's like, okay, but. And
Yeah, I
then
mean,
and then you have Doug Ford, who's like, he didn't even have an education in the political field, but yet he is making decisions that will affect everybody.
yeah, man, it's a big shit show. It's
Yep. And then
that's
Donald
politics
Trump.
for you.
And then Donald Trump, businessman,
Donald
not a
Trump.
politician.
He's so funny, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't feel maybe I'm just older. I don't think I care as much.
Yeah. It's actually
Yeah.
funny. I feel like as I was younger, I always felt like, oh man, I'm really stupid. I don't know politics. But then it really comes down to like once you start listening to politics, you're like, a lot of these people are just like they're not as smart as I thought they were. Or like
No, we
I
are. Well, I think politics comes like you don't care, then you get to a point where you care, and then you pick a side. And
yeah,
it doesn't matter what side you pick.
yeah,
Yeah, you pick a side, you're like, my side's right.
yeah.
And then hopefully you get to a point where you realize that both sides are wrong.
Yep.
Every side's wrong.
Yeah. It's
And
like
they're
there's
all corrupt.
bingo. It's like there's certain things from like every single side I could be like, wow, I really like this idea. I really like that idea. But like, in today's times and whatever, it's like, no, this is the right way. And then this person's arguing,
Yeah,
no,
like,
this is the right way.
you
And
know,
it's like, why can't we just
point.
find a middle ground where it's like we're all, or why can't we just take the best of certain things? But it's like, I know everyone's got their own opinions about certain things.
Yeah, we're kind of doomed.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like you're probably on the same boat as me. It's like the whole thing with abortions, man. Like, let the women just make their own choices with their bodies. Like, I don't really understand why the fuck people are so
Yeah.
like, oh, like you can't you can't abort this baby. It's like, okay, if this person clearly had a traumatizing event that related to like this birth, she might not have a very good experience raising this child. But like, I don't know.
Yes, I will defer to a woman
Yeah,
here.
yeah. I don't
Yes,
know.
clarity.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like our society or just like humans are like digressing. But I mean, like, I guess there's like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's very natural, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like you look at like history, and it's just like there's like good times, there's bad times, and then you can't really do anything, man.
Yeah.
You just gotta go with the flow.
Exactly. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I know I'm just a basic simpleton. Like I'm not I would not consider myself stupid, but I wouldn't consider myself to be like high intelligence. I'm just kind of like in that average range of people that I'm like, I just do my basic shit in life, and like I
think
don't know.
you understand more than you think.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, it's just you just have to, as long as you care about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess in my mind I just see a lot of
Very good
stupid.
at, as long as you're good at listening and like absorbing information,
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
Yeah. Fuck, yeah. Anyways, it's like almost 11:30. I should probably
All right.
get ready to go to bed.
Congrats for your 1 year stream.
Thank
and
you. I
Thank you.
appreciate that, dude. It was fun. Honestly, it's been something I've been looking forward to like for a while, just like being able to actually talk about everything that's like happened in the past year, like from when I started to all the hiccups and shit, figuring out stuff. But I've enjoyed it. I've actually enjoyed it quite a bit.
It's good talking to you too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm always down to chat, just so you know. Like, I know I get busy as fuck, but like if you ever just need to chat about stuff, I'll always make time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll talk again soon.
Okay. Bye, dude.
All right.
See
Have
ya.
a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Have fun at your new job. Okay. Well, that is going to be it, people. That was fun. Toodles. Okay. Well, that was fun. Thank you again for everybody that tuned in. We literally did a longer stream than I thought, and that was just because I was chatting with my friend. Anyways, I will be back tomorrow. I will be done my 365-day challenge. We will see how far we can go until we are done. It'll be probably until Tuesday. Anyways, thank you, everybody. I hope you guys have a great night wherever you are, morning, afternoon, evening. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye, peeps.